Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. It is quieter in this ear. I know it's quieter in this ear, but what can you do? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Let's start the show, ladles and gel spoons. Welcome. We're starting early. We're starting early to the show. And I say welcome to the show. Very welcome. Who's going to be the first person to comment? Who will be the first person to comment in the chat? Who will be the first person? It was King Mike UK. Daddy Deeks coded Raven. We're starting the show early tonight. Earthman, Malay. Oh, welcome to the show. The show has started. ADS Arthur, you're about 6. Wimbledon Paul, thank you for the subscription. Roger is here. Julia creates joy. Ryan Scattergood. Hamo Hash Pajama Speed for Baggio. Miko UK. Ryan Scattergood. And Funky Bobs. I don't know why, but it does sound. Oh, hang on a minute. If I just go in here. If I just. Hello. No, I can't hear that. But if I go in here. Hang on a minute, guys. Just trying some audio. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. No, that doesn't do it, does it? It just maybe I'm deaf. Maybe I'm deaf. Hey Paul, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It sounds. This is the thing I spent an hour trying to work out, and then it turns out it's not a problem, but maybe it is. But try those headies. Just tell me what you notice about the sound. Do you notice anything? We haven't started the show yet. Do you notice anything about the sound in those headies? Do you notice anything about the sound in those headies? Take one out. Do you notice anything about the sound in those headies? Replace. Do you notice anything about the sound in those headies?
Do it again.
Do you notice anything about the sound in those headies? Because it's quite... Well, I'm deaf in my right ear then. I spent an hour... Thank you, Stu, for the sub. I spent an hour trying to recalibrate the audio, and it's still quiet in my right ear. Well, I'm deaf then. Katherine. Try again. I'm deaf then. Katherine.
Yeah.
I'm deaf then.
Sorry.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go. It's basics. It's basics. So I'm deaf in this ear, it would appear.
I'm in trouble when you say Katherine.
This is official TLNA merch you can get from tla.co.uk. This is the merch. Yes, man.
This is not planned.
I say welcome to the show.
Period at the same time now.
All right, Pukey Pukerton.
Oh my god.
We haven't started the show yet, so I don't know what you're doing here. Oh, you want sound alerts? I'll get sound alerts up for your babies, for you little babies. Create a dashboard. We go to streaming tools, then we go to extensions because streaming tools was wrong. Sound alerts configure. Sound alerts go figure. Settings enable sound alerts. There we go. Go on then, do them.
What?
No, I'm saying the sound alerts. I'm telling people to do...
Do it. Do your worst.
But I might have deleted it. Have I deleted it? I did tidy up some stuff, and there is a chance. It's coming through there. It needs to come through browser. Browser source. Yeah, it's there. Shut up, Pete. Pete says, come on, folks. This is very clearly not the show. This is completely different from the show. Can't you see? Can't you see? Can someone play? I'm going to make a sound alert. Right, Kath's Give Us the Meat is now 10 bits, right? Can someone play Give Us the Meat, please? And let's see where we're... Hang on, not yet. Now. Try it now.
What's that noise? Oh, sounds like Brett
Give us
Michaels.
the meat. Give us the meat. Give
Can
us
you
the
hear
meat.
that?
Give us the meat.
You can hear that. Look, we can do this, but I've got these set up.
All rise. For Judge Boyle's Judgment Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the court is now in session.
Kath, close up. Look who's back. Look who's back. Cher is back. Yes, sir. State of my bloody hair. Look like a twat. Hey.
Mine, my fringe is not present today.
Okay, here we go. Yes, ma'am. All right. Everybody sing along. Yes. Everybody sing along. The words are on the screen. Join in. Two lost lambs holding hand on a man, understand he's the daddy son of Sam, and hey, they found the Lord of Pain. Are we hearing that your microphone is off? Could you talk, please?
Yes. Zip, zip, zip.
It's not off, Matty. What shot was it off on? Try there.
Zip, zip, zip.
Try there.
Zwick, zwick, zwick.
Her microphone is not off. Did anyone else have problems? Did we interrupt the song because Matty 188 is a liar? She's quiet. Well, that's different from off. I only heard you, Ian. Oh, Jesus. I've been having a little bit. All right. What do you mean you can only hear? Okay, talk into it.
Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
I can see her. You can hear Kath perfectly. Right. New to this, if it's not quiet, you're going to get banned. Right? Lance can hear us both fine. Can hear that from Kath. That's better. New to this, can we time new to this for an hour, please? I don't know how to do it. I want an hour's time there because that shit about it being quiet is a really shitty, lazy meme. So you are being timed out for an hour. Do you know how to do that? Do you have the power?
I do.
An hour. Because new to this, you're on the edge a lot. You're on the edge a lot. You need to be taught a lesson. An hour. Here we go. You'll be slightly behind when you're timed out for an hour. 10 minutes there. We want an hour. Here we go. 1 2 3 4. Two lost lambs holding hands, find a man, understand he's the daddy son of Sam. Hey, I love the Lord of Pain. Dog rugs over the herd, nipple twist, rug burn, demon being heard, me and Stevie Gutenberg, liar, in the lake of fire. Satan, can you hear us? We are on our way. I'd just like to give others today. That's the acolyte way, it's the acolyte way.
Yes, mate.
Timed out for an hour. Don't. We've got very simple rules here.
Do not be a dick.
We've got very simple presenters, and so that means we have to have very simple rules. And the rules are, if I ask a technical question, please don't answer yes or no, because there's a delay, and I'll be on the next question by the time your answers come through, and yes or no. So if I say, can you hear us? Go, yes, we can hear. No, we can't hear. But also, don't do that shitty, lazy meme of we can't hear you. You're lucky that's not a perma ban. You're lucky that's not a perma ban. I think we might start handing out bans for people that do that or can't hear you. And it is proven that we are broadcasting. I think we should start handing out bans for those people.
Well, because it does deviate. We start messing around trying to sort it out because it's not unheard of for us to have technical difficulties, and it's just shitty.
So so from now on, if there are any more, you've gone quiet, and it is provable that we have not gone quiet, ban. That's what's happening. New to this too, you got an hour's time out, and you need to have a think because you're a blue Rizzler paper away from a perma ban. Have been for a while. We've been watching you. Hey, St. John, we've been watching you. We're like the MI5, and we've been watching you for a long. You and your shitty chat. Andy says, I can hear you, but I still can't hear you, Kip's David Coburn. Perfect. I think I'm deaf in my right ear. Could you say something in this ear?
Hello.
At the same volume?
Hello.
Okay, that's fine. It seems to be working.
Maybe you just need a funnel.
Baby, can you hear me? I'm on. You can buy this top, tlna.co.uk. Big show tonight, big show. We've got special guests. We've got the hosts of the best Beatles podcast out there. There's a lot of Beatles podcasts. Some of them are rubbish. Some of them are really good. This is the best Beatles podcast. 10 o'clock. We got Peter and Ringo from Nothing Is Real coming on at 10 o'clock. The best Beatles podcast. In fact, let me get you the... let me get the link. Let me get the link up, because you guys... Actually, it's Jason and Stephen, but there you go. Here's, I think Peter and Ringo will be better hosts, but there you go. There's the link. Go and download that. It's great. It's great. It's a phone-in show. Let's play Pass the Chat On, Katherine. What is that, please?
All right, so Pass the Chat On is where we open the phone lines and you can ring up and you are on for as long as it takes for the next person to phone up. So it means that you may get 5 minutes if people are feeling shy. You may get 5 seconds if people are feeling frisky.
0203 286 6370. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call to play Pass the Chat On. Or you can Skype us from anywhere in the world using the code TLNA. You're looking like a groom Russell Brand, don't you? You didn't like it. Russell is a friend of mine. I'm very happy with that comparison.
He's a handsome man.
Very, very handsome. When you meet him, you can see why. So friggin' sexy. And he's just got that smile. He's such a sexy man in the flesh. 0203 286 6370. Let's wait. Am I taller than Russell Brand? I think he might be. It's hard because of his hair. So you don't know. If you like this T-shirt, you can buy this at tlna.co.uk. Let's get some freaking calls in. Jeez, come on.
What are people doing ringing at the...
Ringing?
Stupid o'clock.
That was earlier on today, mate.
Oh, right.
I did. I've got.
You did the daytime.
I've got
stream,
I've got a new show coming up, and you're going to hear me edit the theme tune in a minute. 0203 286 6370. You stay on until someone else calls in. Good evening, caller.
All right.
From Four Seasons Gardening Services.
Yeah, just rented it.
Oh, goodbye.
See ya.
Let's go to the next call. Hello, caller. You're on until someone else calls in.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. Do you rather like curry or fish and chips?
I like both. I rather like both.
I love curry.
Do you?
I prefer curry over fish and chips. The curry I've recently discovered in the last 6 months is the patia. And it's a little bit sweet. It's hot. It's not too hot. It's not stupidly hot. It's a little bit... Goodbye, Ryan. It's a little bit sweet. It's kind of a red colour.
Oh, nice.
0203 286 6370. You call in. You stay on until someone else calls in. You can Skype TLNA. You don't have to use picture if you don't want, but it's nice.
And you can bounce back like Lee
You
did.
can bounce back as many times as you want, sir. Good evening, Lee.
Hello. Can you say hello to Ryan for me when he next rings up?
Yeah, well.
Why don't you say hello to Ryan?
All right, Ryan. Is he there?
No.
He's watching.
What are you doing chatting to a 15-year-old lad on the internet, mate? You're a grown man.
Oh, you had to turn it CD.
I've not... I didn't turn it CD. I didn't turn it CD. I was talking to a 10-year-old lad on the internet earlier on. It was my son.
Oh, that's fair enough. For the last 10 minutes, I've been giving myself this really steely demeanour, and you've just destroyed it in 30 seconds.
Steely Demeanor, by the way, was a great singer in the 70s. I've got her first 2 albums on vinyl.
Good porn name as well.
I mean, if no one calls in, we're here all night, Lee.
Hell of a show it's going to be.
Yeah.
What you got for us?
High
What would you like to
octane.
see in tonight's show, Lily? Goodbye, mate. Let's go to... Hello there. Hello, line 1. You're on the wireless.
Line 1.
We've only got one line. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very well.
That's good. I don't know about this vaccine because the last time I had one of their products, I had a really hard time.
Okay, because it makes your penis hard. You're talking about Viagra, aren't you? Makes your penis hard.
Well, it did actually. Yeah.
That's what it's meant to do.
It worked.
Yeah, it does. It's great.
So perhaps we should take it.
What, together?
Well, oh God, now you're just flirting with me, aren't you, Russell?
I am, but to a certain extent. I have taken Viagra.
Let's
Man
just roll
alive,
through.
it saves so much. It saves so much time, and you know.
Well, that's very true.
It saves so much
If
time.
there was
Less
ever a
coaxing.
population problem, they could solve it. couldn't
Less
they?
coaxing, more coxing.
Yeah. Well, you're taking words out of my mouth.
I'm putting something else in there.
I like your input.
Okay. So, any other jokes?
Is no one else going to ring?
It's a slow night. We got
if
you.
no one else rings, we're just going to have to deal with each other.
Well, this feels improper, doesn't it? Hello,
Yeah,
caller.
totally.
Good evening.
Yep.
Lee says hello.
Oh, hello, Lee.
This is nice.
My uncle was called Lee.
There we go. And that was fun there. 0203 286 6370. That's the end of that game. I think this is the problem we had at Talk Radio, and sometimes things would work and sometimes wouldn't. They never had many callers. We had the same kind of bowl of callers that would call in, and that was great. Some of them got on my nerves a lot, but that was kind of great. And hello, caller.
I remember a cacophony of sound that you used to do. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, turn off Twitch and get back to the cacophony, because we're kind of approaching it now.
Oh, yeah, sorry, dude, of course. What a schoolboy error.
Schoolboy.
Ridiculous. So I remember a cacophony when people used to ring in and just go, and then you put 4 or 5 people on top of each other, and they just layer sounds and noise. That was something special.
Yeah.
I think it was LBC, can't remember.
Done it everywhere. I've done it everywhere.
Hey, that was too good.
All right, well, mate, go. Give me a note and hold it.
Okay.
Alistair? Oh, he's disappeared. We just keep listening to this.
We need some more noise, right?
Yeah, no one else called in. Sorry about that. And also, I can only do 2 lines at once on here. But as I'm reminded constantly, this isn't. Okay, right. Do the noise now. Go. Hello, other caller. Do the noise. Didn't work. I think we can do screen sharing now.
Oh.
I think we can do screen sharing. Lovely. Oh, we could do it on Zoom, couldn't we? It just is. It's just you kind of lose control. No, we could. Let's take this call. Let's take a call from a good man. We're going to start the show properly in a minute. This isn't the thing. Hello there, Alistair.
Hello. This is the stress ball.
Lockdown here. You've been living in a lockdown world. Hang on, which one's Alistair and which one's the stress ball? I just can't tell anymore. You're looking good, man. Go on.
I had the haircut short because of the lockdown thing.
Sensible.
I didn't want it to get like yours, Ian.
Yeah, he's sensible.
Anyway.
I'm regretting not getting the haircut now.
We're only locked down for a month, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
He's buggered that. Go on, what you got?
This is the stress ball my counsellor gave me.
Okay.
So I thought, well, I'll put it to use today. The thing is, I thought stress balls, you're supposed to they're supposed to soften, aren't they, a little bit?
Yeah.
But this is hard as nails.
Maybe you're not stressed enough. Give it a squeeze.
Look, I mean, it's
Oh no, that doesn't give enough.
His face, look at his face when he does it. It's like
stressing him out.
It's like when Jeff Capes is pulling a jumbo jet with his teeth. It's the same look.
You think I should put it in the oven?
No.
What? Why would you do that? What is that about, you lunatic?
To force it to be softer.
You'll force it to be melted and on fire.
Oh God, no! Don't do that.
Come on, man. You know, just blooming soften up a bit, will you?
Or maybe, Alistair, you need to toughen up a bit. That could be what's being.
Is that Gestalt?
Oh yeah, that's Gestalt.
But yeah, today's been better. Thank you, guys.
Good, man. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I don't know why. I'm trying to. Sorry. I'm just trying to do something with the Skype.
Have I left the oven on?
I turned it off.
Oh, good.
Because you did. Yeah, you did leave it on.
I could smell
Yeah, you
empty ovens.
You left it on.
Sorry, I had to fight to get the cats off the food. That's why.
Okay. Anyway, Alistair, I hope we've helped.
Yeah. Also, I had fish and chips tonight as well.
Thanks very much for your call. I appreciate it. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number.
We love a dinner update, don't we?
You can Skype us on TLNA if you want. This is a phone-in show, right? But I am thinking of doing... I did a nice little daytime stream today where I was trying to sort out the imbalance in the ears, and it turns out it's actually a medical... I wish I'd got my hair cut. I don't really like this hair. I'm going to get it cut short again, I think.
I think it looks good.
All right, I'll keep it. So I was trying to sort out this imbalance because I've been bugging around with the settings and it didn't work. Because it turns out it's because I'm deaf in this ear. But then I took some phone calls, right?
Yeah.
But I was taking it with the TLNA thing and I just thought, nah, it's not. That's not. And I said it's not appropriate because it wasn't TLNA. It's me and Kath. Iain, you could get that guy back round to give you a 3-hour haircut you don't like. That is a possibility, Moon Disaster. Is a possibility. So we did. I was doing technical stuff, and then it kind of turned into a mini phone-in where we talked about seriously. We talked about COVID.
Right.
We talked about COVID and the numbers and stuff, and some questions I've got around the numbers. And then Nina called in, and we got Skype screen share working, and I edited it down to like a little 40-minute podcast, and I've sent it out to my patrons. And I thought, well, this could be a thing, right? But it can't be called the Late Night Alternative.
No, of course not.
It's got to be separate. So I've got a name for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what the name. This is what it's going to be called, right? But
and he'll tell her he's working late again, but she knows too well there's something going on. She's been neglected and she needs a friend, so her trembling fingers dial the telephone. Lord, it hurts her doing this again. He's the best friend that her husband ever knew. When she's lonely, he's more than just a friend. He's the one she longs to give her body to. Daytime friends.
with Iain Lee.
All right. Do you want me to trim that for you?
It's not all of those words. It's just that. Right. So let me get. What we're going to do is we're going to. Oh, I can't. Can someone just send me the clip? Right. So it's called. Right. So it's called Daytime Friends with Iain Lee. Right. And this will be the theme. Just this. Right. So this will be the theme. Right. Here we go. This will be the theme. Hello and welcome to
Daytime Friends
with me, Iain Lee. Isn't that the best idea you've had for a show? Hang on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new show, a new evolution of the internet. I will be bringing you laughs, gossip, and chat every single day. You're watching
Daytime Friends
with me, Iain Lee.
Gosh.
That does mean we need to change the name of the show to Nighttime Lovers.
We do love the night time.
So that is going to be. I'll edit that tomorrow, unless someone wants to do it and send it to me, and we can play that tonight. But so I might do that once in a while, like a couple of days a week, if I can. The thing is, I have all these, as you know, I have all these good ideas, and I don't do it. People keep going, when are you going to do another Lost? Soon. Because it's tough, man. We talked about this yesterday, the whole existential thing, and it's feeling flat. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Very well.
Yeah. Just to say,
and
I've
Katherine?
listened to talk radio shows since early 90s, since doing a night shift and a crappy job that I had when I was young. So I got introduced by somebody else to, what was it then? Talk radio with Caesar the Geezer.
Yes.
Do you remember that guy? Yeah,
Yes.
way back then.
Back in the
Ever
day.
since then, I've loved those things. And yours is, I'd say, the penultimate. You're really good, man.
It was kind of going well, although you ignored the co-host of this show, and I'm a co-host. She's a co. You ignored her, but
we all need a lady, don't we? But I don't have one, so I'm not going to mention a lady.
Okay, it's going downhill quite a lot. You say the penultimate.
Yeah.
What's the ultimate?
The ultimate? Well, it'd be me presenting it, wouldn't it, instead of yourself?
Go fuck yourself. 0203 286 637 is the telephone number.
I haven't got a boring old man, so I'm not going to speak to one.
Well, Jet Town Friends with me, Iain Lee. That was creepy, wasn't it?
It was.
Go for it. This is the joy of doing something like this, is we can tell people. Oh, hello, Tim.
Hi, guys.
There's a real echo going on here, Tim. I don't know what you've got happening in the background there. There we go. It's gone.
Awesome. How are you?
Yeah.
I'll show my face now. So, my cousin who put me on to you guys and told me that you have an amazing show said that...
You want to complain about your cousin, do you? Right, okay.
So this is her wedding invitation. And if you can guess her and her fiance's names, I don't have to go.
Oh.
So can you please can you really think hard and have a guess?
So this is your cousin?
This is my cousin's wedding invitation.
And is your cousin male or female?
My cousin's female.
And
so
is it, I'm assuming it's a I'm assuming because it's a heterosexual. So we're looking for a male name.
Saying they can't hear Tim.
They can. They're looking for a male name and a female name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I won't have to go.
Right. Are we allowed to ask questions about what age group are they?
They are they're my age. So
right. So we're talking
early 30s.
Right. So we're talking kind of Emmas and Claires and Sarahs, that kind of vibe.
Well, 30s. Would you have a Kylie in there? Could you have a Kylie?
No, the first initials very good, but no, not Kylie. I mean, all of that.
Catherine.
No.
Caitlin.
Why don't you want to go to their wedding?
Katrina.
You can't go to their wedding. The wedding will be off.
I'm trying to get the ratings up for you guys. I want to go to this. This is 5 minutes of quality broadcasting.
All right.
There is no wedding because it's COVID. There's no teeth.
It's been next year. It's next year.
Oh, it's next year.
Right.
Oh, they'll have split up by then.
As you can see there.
At the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
In Guildford.
Classic. 2019, they changed it.
Kerry.
Oh, it's close.
Kelly.
Very close.
Kelly.
I don't think he knows what Charlotte...
She's Kelly.
She's Kelly? Oh, you're Tim and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right. So she's...
No, I'm Tim.
Okay.
There isn't a Charlotte
Kelly
anymore.
and...
Conway. Kelly and Conway. Matthew.
Simon.
No.
Give us the first letter.
First letter's N.
Nigel.
Neil.
Yes. Well done.
Kelly and Neil. So
Kelly and Neil.
Does that mean you're out?
Fantastic.
And he spells it like that as well.
I know. He's wrong then.
What is happening tonight?
I sent an anonymous Valentine card to a boy called Neil, and that's how they found me out. I spelled his name wrong.
What is going on? What is happening to the show tonight? Who are these people? What is going on? Thank you, Tim, I think.
Well,
I misunderstood that game totally. I thought we were supposed to guess the names that he was showing us.
No, I think you read those, don't you?
Hi, Catherine. It's
Hello,
Daniel from
Daniel.
Mansfield.
Hey, Daniel.
I just want to say, I was a bit down last week. I do apologise.
Phone signal is crappy, Daniel.
Oh, is that better?
There we go.
Much.
Sorry about it. Last time I called, I was a bit down. I don't know if I tried to...
If you're on speakerphone, or Bluetooth, I will drive to Mansfield. I'll have a kip at Watco's house. Then I'll wake up in the morning, fresh-faced, and I'll come and punch you in the nose.
Is that better?
Were you on Bluetooth or speakerphone?
No, not at all.
How come it's... What did you do? What did you do just then to make it significantly better?
I'm facing out the window looking at a rainy Mansfield.
Oh, my God. He opened the window. Oh, he faced the window. Why does that work?
I don't know, but my forehead is on the window.
He's making connection. He's earthing himself with the universe. That is actually great for your chakras.
That's what's going on.
All right, yeah, go on.
I just wanted, if I did say that was down on the chat, then I do apologise. I did go through a rough patch, but I'm doing a lot better this time.
Good. Oh God, no! You told us. No. It was your sister, wasn't it? Her birthday had just gone. Was it? It was your sister, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Yeah. No. Oh, mate. No. We were. Katherine and I'm sure a lot of the chat felt privileged and honoured that you chose to share something so intimate with us. So you don't have to apologise for that at all, man. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, and I'm pleased you've got your sound fixed as well from this morning, Ian, because I was trying to help you so much and it was so hard.
It's frustrating, isn't it? But by the way, if I shouted at you, it's all a little bit of theatre. Please don't take it personally.
No, Ian, I know it's theatre. I know.
Stop crying and man up, you baby.
If I really had annoyed you, then I'd understand, but I haven't yet.
No. So everyone was very helpful today, but I like shouting at stuff and I like working.
I know you do.
Thank you, Daniel.
It's what you do best. Cheers, Ian. Cheers, Catherine. Have a great show.
Shouting's what you do best. Gosh, I think he was trying to be complimentary.
You know what? I'm going to take that. We missed a call here. No, hang on a minute. Let's take this one.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to speak to Kath for a second, if that's okay.
Oh, hi. How come you don't want to speak to my co-host?
Well, I wanted to balance out that call from earlier, so just speak to Kath, if that's okay.
Please do.
Kath, good news. Emily in Paris has been renewed for a second series.
Oh, God.
But that Netflix have done a tweet about the pronunciation.
Apparently it's Emily in Paris.
There we go. That's dumb, isn't it? I mean, what will they think of next?
I tried to watch it, Gatford. You know what I'm like. I've got a very high shite threshold, but even that, no.
My mum likes it, and it's loosely kind of based on a bit of you and a bit of Ian, really, because there's someone who pretends to be an advertising expert.
Something is not right.
Sorry, hang on.
You're right, something's not right.
I nearly got us $2,500, I think, from a scammer to advertise something. We don't charge any. Oh, I should keep quiet because they might be watching now. But this company got in touch saying, Ian, really enjoy your stream. You'd be great for advertising this product. I think it was genuine,
actually. We get quite a lot of those, don't we?
We get a lot of, yeah, but I think this one was genuine. So I said, oh, all right. And he said, right, we would like to do this, this, and this, and we would like to pay. He said, but we have no fixed fee. I said, all right, well, for a month's worth of advertising, it will be £5,000. It's not. If you want as much, it's not. I just wasn't any. And by the way, why did you? What part of my stream did you like so much? Anyway, we came up with a deal. We kind of got close to a deal. And I kept saying, so what part of my stream did you like? He didn't reply. But I do think it's a genuine thing. It's to advertise VPN.
Perhaps he likes your singing, but he's a bit embarrassed to say it.
Could be. It could be. Go on, finish that joke, finish that dig, Gatford. Go on, do it.
No, I'm not going to.
Get lost. We don't charge that much for advertising. Well, we do. It depends. I hope he's not watching tonight. But these... Oh, JPU Records? You're shitting me.
They're real.
I don't know if Tom is in the chat. He's probably got bored of this nonsense now, thinking, oh, man, I'm stuck with this rubbish for a month. Yeah, you are. JPU Records, absolutely fab record company. They have got, I need to get this graphic. I'll grab that a bit later on because I know he sent it to us. They've got Happy Kids Xmas. So I'm stuck with this rubbish for a month, he says. Happy Kids Xmas. I'll get the cover and put it up for the next thing. It's brilliant. It's 25 Japanese or Christmas songs sung in Japanese. Some you'll know, some are kind of new, but most of them you'll know. It is an absolute joy, right? It is an absolute joy. You're going to get 10% off. Let me put the link in the chat. Yeah, of course you can listen to it on Spotify, but really,
why would you?
Let's pick a song from the album. Catherine, pick a number between 1 and 25.
Oh,
no lookies.
15.
No, 15. We had 15 yesterday.
Oh, well,
that was our friends.
Well, 17.
17. Oh, here we go. This is going to be great. They're all great. Here we go. So this is track 17. Here we go.
I don't even know what they're singing and I'm welling up.
Grandma, we love you. Could be. Imagine that, right? While Christmas dinner's being cooked, and but you know, well, say people are coming round. I suppose you might be able to have a couple of people come around. It's just a joy.
Yeah.
Can we turn the telly off just for half an hour and put on this CD, please? Just for half an hour. We can put it back on later, but just give us a break. It's an absolute joy. It is a delight.
Did I see that they've got the Christmas song? Is that the Nat King Cole jobby?
Which one? Where?
It was on after that
We
one,
will
so-
do it. We'll do that in the next hour. We can't spoil these people too much, dear listener. The link is in the chat. JPU Records is the place to go to, and it's a joy. Use the code TLNA. You get 10% off. Gregorian Emerson Family Law Solicitors.
Yeah.
Talk to me about these bad boys.
If you're getting divorced, hard times, they will not make it any tougher. They're nice people. They care about the future of your family, and they want to make sure that regardless of what's gone on between you two as a couple, you've got kind of, decent foundations to take things on in separate households, but still as a family after the divorce is over. So they will not create any more drama. Give them a shout, have a conversation with them, talk prices and stuff like that. They are very straightforward. And like I say, they will not kind of whip things up. And that's what people worry about, isn't it?
Zep Captain says, what do the points next to where we chat do? They just cause problems between us and one of the mods. That's all they do.
One of the mods is very hot on them.
Poseidon Safety Management. I think we're coming to the end this week. I'll email Nick to see if he wants to carry on, or maybe he will want a break. We don't mind. We've been thrilled to mention their name every night for ages. We love Poseidon. Trident tested. They've got a dog called Zeus.
But they're all good boys and girls, each and every one.
Cornwall and Devon and Cornwall, the D and the C are a lot
Careful.
safer. Let's move on. The D and the C. Abbeycare.co.uk. We'll have a little look at their website again later on. This is great because this is a big, legit. That makes all the other companies are small and illegitimate. This is a big, legit kind of residential rehab recovery centre.
Yeah.
And what they do is important. They're based in Glasgow and Gloucester. They've got over 15 years of working in the recovery field. It ain't cheap, but it works if you want it to work. This is the thing. No one can make you clean. No one can make you clean. One of their mods is kicking off. It's getting very tense in the chat. But if you're ready and you want to take the first steps, places like this are great. I didn't get clean in a rehab centre, recovery clinic, whatever you want to call it, but I certainly considered it. And it is an option if it all goes tits up this time around. I am 24 days clean today from drugs, which is great. And what is great as well is, the team that have got in touch with us about this have kind of been chatting to me and stuff as well. And it's been really, really helpful. They're good people. Abbey Care Group, they are good people. Go to abbeycare.co.uk, use the code TLNA, or just mention us to them, and you'll get 25% off. So also with all of our sponsors, thank you. You might not need them now. You might not need them for 2 or 3 years. Keep them all locked up in here, because at some point you might do, or you might be in having a chat with someone. You go, oh no, I know gelaw.co.uk can help you out of that, or who knows? But just keep them stored up here. I think a lot of this is not necessarily, we ain't going to sell many divorces and many beds in a recovery clinic, but we might sell quite a few CDs, and I know we sold a lot of copies of Viz. But it's also about raising brand awareness. This is the future, man. This is the future. Radio advertising is dead. It is dead. There is no money in it at all. But this is why on Talk Radio, all of the ads was spillovers. Hardly anyone paid for ads on Talk Radio. There were spillovers from Talk Sport, because no one wanted to pay money for it, because there is no real proof that it works anymore. It's all so, unless you got, you're on the James O'Brien show or something, there's no real evidence that it works anymore. TV advertising is in the doldrums. As someone that does voiceovers for these things, there ain't no money in it. This is the future. This is the future. So thank you to all our sponsors. If you want to advertise on this channel or sponsor this channel, latenightalternative@gmail.com. Ignore the numbers I mentioned earlier. They're just for, it's hundreds as opposed to thousands. It's the low hundreds. You'd be surprised how cheap you can get a week for. And we do a deal for a month, and you book a month, and we'll save you a few quid as well. So it's all groovy. Let me just add this while I think on it. I've got the cover. So let me just add the cover for this album, because it is it's a joy and Xmas cover is a joy. I like kind of, when we've got someone for a month, I like to kind of tease it out for a bit, just take your time. Where is it? Is it there? It should be in. Where did you go? Where did you go? It's there. Where would you save? Save image as. It's gone to desktop. It's gone to my desktop. There we go. So it is.
There it is.
There. Look at that, man. Look at that. Transform, fit to screen. That's the cover. I mean, just why would you not want that in your life? Why would you not want that? Isn't that wicked? All right, we'll talk more about them later on, and we'll play another song a little bit later on. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Have we missed any calls? No, we haven't. So you can give us a call. Arigato gozaimasu. You don't get that with the downloads, David. You do not get that with the downloads. You probably get a JPEG of it with the downloads, but you don't get that with there we go. Hello, Ryan. Let's do it. Let's get straight into it.
Hello. Good evening.
Let's get straight into it. Let's do this.
Okay, I have a song.
Okay, let's do it.
It's called Oh Little Chickens.
Okay. It's not spooky, scary skeletons, is it?
It's not racist. It's nothing inappropriate. It's just about chickens. Feel free to join in and feel free to laugh.
Okay.
It's called Oh Little Chicken, do you weep? Do you weep? When I eat a sheep, do you weep? Oh, little chicken, I eat chicken, I eat chicken. When I eat chickens, I eat chicken. There you go.
Is that an original hit, or is that someone else's song that you've adapted?
Someone else's song.
Wow.
Jeez.
I thought that was for sure.
Hey, it's Wednesday. James just called in. It was his
ring him back.
It was his hearing tonight. Here we go. Hello?
Hello?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
We're speaking.
You're supposed to say hello when you answer the phone. That's the way it works.
Hello? Is it me you're looking
Don't get angry with the caller for not speaking. The callee, the receiver, is supposed to be the person that initiates the speak. I know it sounds weird because the person's dialed, but it's the other person who initiates.
Yeah.
Mushy mushy.
Hello? You don't like how I used to say hello?
My youngest, whenever I phone him, goes, hello? Like that. Hello?
Yeah, you told me off for doing that.
Yeah, it's stupid.
What?
Yes. James, how did tonight go?
Oh, mate. Well, I've been sacked. So, and I expected it coming, but the chief exec wasn't too happy about it. He said it was. I could tell. I've never met him before, but when you sit down with someone and just when they speak and you look them in the eyes, you can just tell that they're a good person. Do you know what I mean? He's a kind guy, and he tried to find a way around it. He took half hour to make the decision, but there was no way around it. So yeah, we've both been let go.
Oh, both of you?
Yeah, and they've actually come across, it came out in the statements, but there's a bit of a culture at work of a lot of the guys doing this, and they've said they're taking it very seriously, and they're doing a lot more. There's a lot of changes to come, apparently, with the workplace. But yeah, I got laid off, and then HR woman came to me at the end and said if she wants, she can put me in touch with some agencies and get the ball rolling to get me another job somewhere else.
Hey, that's
they
not
said
bad.
They didn't want to let me go. They were just, the hands were tied once I punched someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. It's your hands
but,
have been tied.
Yeah, it's just.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's just. I feel like, to be honest, I feel quite vulnerable. I think later on tonight, as I go to bed, that's when I'm already getting them, but that's when I'm going to get drug cravings massively. I've got no job. I'm on lockdown. Got a bit of money in the bank. It's not a good combination.
It's not a great combination, and but how are you? But so you're talking about how you might feel later on. How are you feeling now, this very second?
I don't know, but like I feel bad for the other lad losing his job because if they're going to get rid of me for hitting him, I know he's done all that, but he doesn't have to make us both jobless. And then also, I'm angry at myself that I can't just hate him. I don't know, it's still sinking in a bit, but
yeah.
I feel, when you got tears behind your eyes, and it's not over the job and that, it's just, I really feel bad that I put that guy, the CEO, in such a bad position. He didn't want to sack me, and it's not nice for anyone to do. And I just felt bad that I've created this, and the job's been good to me, and I've thrown it in the face, really. I know I was pushed to it, and I've got my defence, but no excuses. I just feel like...
What can you learn from this experience? Because what I'm hearing is you're a good man who made quite a big mistake, but you made a mistake. But I can hear that you're a good man. And I just wonder what you're going to... And it may be too soon, because it only happened a little while ago, but what you think you might be able to take away from this. Because you've got... I would suggest that it's a shitty situation, probably the right decision, who knows, but it's the decision that's been made. So you have to try and grab I would suggest one tries to grab as many positives out of this as one can. And there are some positives in it.
Well, what positives can you think of?
I can think of the fact that it proves to me that you are a very good soul.
Okay.
I can think of the positive that if what you were saying is to be believed, he didn't want to let you go. The positive that HR could have quite easily turned their back on you at the end of that and said, all right, well, there's the door, let's have your pass, and instead said, well, I can put you in touch with some agencies. It is not as negative. It's not a great story, but there are some little nuggets of gold in this big heap of shit.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have a lot of time to reflect over lockdown. So I do need to get some learning from it. I think if I'm in that situation again and someone touching me and acting a goat, I don't know what I can do differently.
You can ask them to stop.
Here's what you do differently in future. You speak to your manager the way you did before. That was absolutely correct. You get it in writing. You get it in writing.
That's the trick. Because the conversation can just be taken as, he's just venting to me, or but actually once it's written down, they have to do something with that.
Exactly. I was in a situation once at work where they were putting pressure on me to take a job I did not want, right? And they were kind of threatening me, but it was always in corridor conversations as I walked from one place to another. It only stopped when I sent an email saying, just want to say once and for all, this is not something I'm interested in. I appreciate the opportunity, but then it stopped because it's written down.
I don't know what the difference. Why do people react differently to something written then?
Because it's on record.
It's evidence. It's on record. It means, if you tell a boss, "Oh, this guy touched me," and then you tell him 3 times, and then you make a complaint to his boss and say, "Well, I told my boss about it," and the boss goes, "No, you didn't."
Or I didn't understand how serious it was.
Well, just denies it but if it's written down,
paper trail.
It's the paper trail, man. Exactly.
And they know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, you've been a good listening here through these unusual events. So yeah, appreciate that, guys.
Are you gonna? What are your thoughts about how you're gonna get through tonight?
I did this before I went into a meeting. I've not done it for a while. I just prayed. I was just like, God, I need something. I'm gonna have to do that tonight. I'm going to clear some space and do some push-ups and stuff and try and get the blood flowing.
There'll be a meeting starting in 20. There'll be an online NA meeting starting in 20 minutes.
Well, we talked about that, didn't we? I could look at that. I mean, my dealer goes off at 10, so there's not I can do after 10 anyway. So that'll get me through the night. But yeah, that meeting, I could do that, yeah.
But you've got the time now to dedicate to it.
I did 2 meetings today. It was great. I did one in Texas and one in...
you were leading one, weren't you? Chairing one.
I'm not doing that yet. That's not been sorted out yet. That'll be soon. But I did 2 meetings, and it was because I've been feeling like shit today. But something to do.
Yeah.
Hang in there,
man. Guys, you're keeping me going. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Stay safe, man. Thank you. Give us a call. Give us a call later on as well if you get itchy. 0203 286 6370 is the old telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'll be very welcome. What a world, isn't it?
Yeah, what a shame. What a shame.
We've had a lot of calls tonight. We have more calls than we normally get. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 calls.
Yeah.
10 calls.
Also, it's Wednesday and I've only got 2 unban requests.
We need to ban some more people.
Either that or we've managed to sort the wheat from the chaff.
Oh, look, here we go. Iain Lee's Daytime Friends. Look at Jeff, isn't he good?
Oh,
he's done
so
it green
good.
screen, though. Oh, that will work. That will work. Thank you, Jeff. You're a good man. Any good? Yeah, of course it's good.
He knows. Jeff knows.
I'm feeling a bit flat at the moment. I don't want to keep talking about... well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. What do you want to talk about? It's all a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. After sort of flurry of positivity over the weekend, it's kind of doesn't feel any different, does it? I've got a call coming.
Oh, go on. You take this while I do a little bit of the old business. Oh, everyone, hang on. Let's give him a call back.
Pop Hazy does know, he says in the chat.
He does know. He's the best.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, caller. Who's that?
It's Gary.
All right, Gary, what's going on?
I tell you what, right? I've been addicted to talk radio for 35 years. 35 years I've been listening to radio overnight, and now I just can't. So I'm glad people like you are on this, because you're saving my life. 35 years of listening to something. Obviously various stations. Well,
Yeah.
2, isn't it? 2, 3.
Give us a flavour of who
But
you were
what-
listening to.
Oh, well, like the guy earlier, Caesar the Geese. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. 35 years. And now I don't listen to any of it because it's just... and that kiddie who took over from the 1 o'clock slot on talk radio, I lasted about a week with him before I just
Which
thought,
kiddie?
I can't... I don't know his name, but 1 o'clock slot.
Darryl.
After you. Was it?
Oh, no, here's the
Darryl's
thing.
a good one.
Darryl's a good man. He's the only
I'm
decent...
sure he is, but he's no good on the radio.
No,
Not for me, anyway.
no.
He may not be your taste, but he is. He's good.
I think he's really good. I think he's really good.
How old is he then? He sounded like 12 to me.
What if he were 12?
He's up too late. He should be
Do you
in bed.
realise that that's going to... The older you get, the more that's going to happen, of course, if radio is
No,
going to
you don't know how
putting
old I
people
am.
on.
It's
You don't-
funny.
You don't know how old
You've been
I
listening
am.
to radio for 35
You're
years.
56.
Yeah, I might be 38.
You're 56, right?
No, not quite.
Go on, 52.
54 in a couple of
54
weeks.
is 2 years out. I'm back in the game. But it's interesting. You picked out the one presenter on there that is vaguely left of centre, because I thought you were going to say you weren't listening to it anymore because it's full of extreme right wing hate.
It's just too much politics, I think, was really.
It's
more
interesting you picked the
case.
one lefty on there as opposed to all the righties.
I just didn't like him. He sounded like a little kid to me. I didn't really know what he was talking about.
Well,
he does.
well, here's the thing. He does. I would suggest that when you say he didn't know what he was talking about, you just disagreed with him.
Yeah, well, quite possibly, yeah.
Well,
but I
then
just
there you
thought-
go. So
thought it
maybe.
boring.
So maybe. Well, no. Well, that's different. But let's focus on one thing at a time. You said he didn't know what he was talking about. I suggest you said that you've just agreed that it's because you disagree with him. Could it be that you don't know?
I'm some sort of Nazi.
No. Could it be that you don't know what you're talking about?
Well, I know what I know what I know.
No.
That's fair enough.
Okay, that's not the question. I'll try it again. Could it be
I
that
didn't
you?
ring up to be psychoanalysed.
Could it be?
I'm just interested why you're you'll only listen to old men.
I'm just saying. Hello?
Yeah. Is it
Hello?
only old men
Hello?
you listen to and respect?
No, because I like Vanessa Phelps.
don't know how to respond to that information. I like Vanessa Feltz as well. She's nice.
Well, she's
But
great,
youth
isn't she? I've
offends
been
you.
listening to her.
But here's the
I've been
thing.
listening
No,
to
here's the
her
thing. Here's the
on
thing.
various
Here's the thing. Here's the
stations
thing.
for
We're
years
being
as well.
okay. We're being defensive because you've been rude about our friend. So that's why we're being defensive. And also, I think your points.
Hang on a minute. You're labouring the fact that I mentioned him, not me.
Well, no, he's the one.
All
that,
I'm saying
he's
is,
the one.
all I'm
He's
saying
the
is after
one.
35
He's
years
the
of
one.
listening to the radio,
He's the one that you.
I'm not
he's
doing
the
it anymore,
one.
and I
He's
thought
the
that I
one.
would
They can't
always
hear you
listen
when
to
I'm
the
talking.
radio.
He's
And
the
the reason
one.
why I rang is
He's.
I can tell what kind of radio you've been listening to.
He's gone for a minute. Let's let him get on.
We're still going.
He's still going. No one can hear you. Your microphone's off. Your microphone's off.
Yeah, he's been listening to
Your
those ones.
microphone's off. We are defending a friend of ours.
My microphone. I don't want you to defend your friend. I
Well,
swear
fuck off then. Fuck off then. Jesus
This is not
Christ.
right. I don't mind having a chat with someone, and sometimes it gets robust. But don't do that trick of I'm going to carry on talking until
I've
you
got a
stop
friend-
talking. Doesn't work.
Here's the thing. You can be critical. I thought your criticism was unfair. He's a friend of ours, and you're saying, well, you're the one that's labouring it. I'm not. He's the one presenter that you singled out. So you can enjoy the show, but please don't get so angry and so upset when we defend a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And question the fact that maybe you're not as bright as you think you are.
I thought you knew how conversation worked if you listened to the radio for 35
Oh, call him
years.
back. I
but
don't
there
want to
we
call him
go.
back. Let
There
me
we
put him
have
down.
it.
What was his name?
Don't think he
I'll
said,
put-
did he?
Talk Radio Man. Okay.
Okay, we got him.
And we got ourselves a convoy. Let's, Matty, can we clip that and we'll put that up as a... Let's make that go viral. Let's make that go viral.
Advis 1977. He sounded totally fine.
What you didn't hear is when we turned his microphone off, he was going,
Still
on
going.
and on for ages and ages and ages. Hello, Lisa. Oh, Lisa. No, okay. Our friend's calling back. Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Me again.
Yes. Are we going to have a conversation or are you going to do a monologue?
Yeah, but you can't just not let me speak.
We can. It's not the radio. Bugger off.
Do what I want. Do what I want.
This is the thing, right? He's been listening for 35 years. He thinks he knows how to do it.
No. If you want to try again, you can try again. But I'll have a conversation. I won't have a monologue.
Also, don't tell us what we're allowed to do.
Do you want to have a conversation or do you want to do your monologue?
Well, I want to do what
Can
I
you
want
answer
to do.
the
after
Can
I'm
you
gonna
answer
let
the
you
question?
speak for 5
Can you
minutes.
answer the
Go on
question?
then. Go on then.
Do I need to ask it a third time?
Well, I don't understand the question. What do you mean?
I know it's a difficult question and I get it.
I thought
Do you
wanted
want?
somebody to
Do
call
you
us
want?
to conversation
Do you
with
want? I do. Yes, I want people to have a conversation, not a monologue.
Well, go on then. I'll give you a shot.
Right. So you'll have a conversation with me, and you won't go off and do your little soliloquy.
I'll have to look that word up.
Okay, it means a long boring speech that no one gives a shit about. So will you have a
Go on then.
conversation with me?
I'll try. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
I
don't want to go viral though. Can't do that to me.
You were very rude about a friend of ours.
All I said was he was boring.
That's not all you said, but that's also rude.
What did I say then?
You
What
said
did
he
I
was
say?
too young. He sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he was
Yeah,
boring.
I'm entitled to my opinion, aren't I?
Yeah, but shut up for a minute and listen. You were very rude about a friend of ours, so it would be expected for us to defend him.
Right, yeah, but I didn't ring up to talk about him.
But you did talk about him. He was the one.
I mentioned him.
He was
I
the
mentioned
one.
him.
Please shut up. He was the one presenter at Talk Radio that you named. He also happens to be the only
I
one
didn't
that
name
is.
him, did I?
Because you're
Look,
too
I don't
rude.
know his
You're
name.
too rude to
You're
know
not fair
that.
about.
You're too rude to know the names of the people that you're calling up about. Right? You
I've been listening to him
singled.
for about a week.
Shut up! What a horrible rude man you are. Go back to Talk Radio. We don't want you here. You singled him out. He is a friend of ours. He also happens to be the only presenter on that station that is left of centre. And that, to me, says a lot about you.
Well, you can think
George,
whatever you want.
you're
I
a
just thought he was
fanny.
boring.
Okay, can you stop being rude about my friend, please?
He replaced...
Could you stop being rude about my friend, please?
He replaced...
Could you stop being rude about my friend,
Paul
please?
Ross, didn't he? He replaced
Could you
Paul
stop
Ross,
being
didn't
rude
he?
about my friend, please?
He replaced
Could
Paul
you
Ross,
stop
didn't
being
he?
rude about my friend, please?
I have. I'm just saying, he replaced Paul Ross,
So
didn't
what? Who cares?
Do you think he rang up
Well,
and
Paul
said, "I
Ross
want
is
Paul
funny,
Ross's"?
isn't he?
Well, wait a minute. Do
Is
you know,
he, though?
Do you know how jobs work?
I think so, yeah.
Hello. Do you know how jobs work?
Jobs?
Yeah. So
I suspect not.
So Paul Ross.
What's that mean?
Paul Ross is given a different job, and someone else is offered a job. Darryl Morris did not ring up and say, "I want Paul Ross's job, and here's why I'm better." So why are you taking it so personally? Because Paul didn't.
But when you tune in to a station to listen to Paul Ross, say,
Yeah.
and then he's replaced by somebody who's going to go on about
Don't
politics.
be rude about my... If you're rude about my friend again...
I'm not being rude.
But
you're the one that's labouring it, not me.
You're the one... No, listen. He's the only presenter that you mentioned specifically.
Yeah, because I wanted to listen to someone funny. That's why we listened
so you
to
turned
isn't
on,
it?
so you
'Cause
stopped
you're
listening.
comedy
You
rather
stopped
than
listening.
politics,
You
aren't
stopped
ya?
listening to talk radio because of a show that's on at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, well, you can.
You're a
you can
fucking
make
idiot. And Paul Ross, by the way, Paul Ross is excellent. So I just realised, is he? That sounded rude. Paul Ross is great, but that's, what do you want? You want to have silence?
But also, we get listen again these days. It's not like the olden days when it was on and then it was off and that was the end of the story. If you love Paul Ross so much, you can find him on Talk Radio. You can listen again. You can listen to Paul Ross FM all day long. Just don't be an arse to our mate.
I'm going to highlight those clips and I'm going to put them together in a lovely clip and upload it to YouTube. We're going to go viral. Let's try again. Hello, Lisa Marie. Hello. Nope, that's not working. Right. 023 286 6370 is the telephone number. Have you seen this? This is one of my favourite. We're going to talk Beatles.
Oh, good.
In a minute. Got a few minutes yet, but I want to show you one of my favourite. By the way, I love being able to swear at people that are getting on my nerves. I love it. We used to do it sometimes on the radio and then press the dump button, but it's and I got told off for doing it, so we had to stop it. But YouTube, I think I've shown you this before. This is here we go. This is great. I love this, man.
Hey, with a monkey, people say we monkey around. We're too busy singing to pull anybody down.
It's nice, isn't it? It's kind of like that. I like that. Yeah. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number. How do I get out of this? I seem to be stuck in here. And we go there, and we go there. Yeah, okay. Well, we've had some good calls tonight. It's been feisty. Thank you for the subs. Let's do the subs. Thank you, RCHRDS, for the subs. Thank you, Chris, for the subs. Thank you, Burly Turtle, for the bits. Thank you, Musto99 for the sub. John Harbour 91. New to this, thank you for the host.
Hard,
well
1969.
done.
Thank you.
Not a jockey. Thank you for the sub.
Lando Stew.
Blues Noodler, Wimbledon Paul, and that may be it. Thanking you.
Appreciated.
Let's just try this call. Hello.
Hi, Lulu.
Hiya. Oh, I'll turn that off.
Turn that off.
It's my birthday.
Who just whistled?
She's got some sailors in.
That's my cockatiel. She's gone nuts. I promised myself I'd ring you up on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How's it going in lockdown? I had a lockdown birthday.
It's been I don't know, because I've been doing this poppy project around Bletchley.
Oh,
and I've been doing it all through lockdown and decided to... Well, I've got a little voice in my head, not that I'm schizophrenic, and I was making the poppies, as I did 2 years ago, and this little voice said, remember me by name. So I did loads of research, found all the names, put them on the card with the poppy with hashtag remember me, and put a bit of information in and placed them all over the place, and it's blown up. It was beautiful. I can't
You've been leaving
tell
bombs
you.
around. You said you've been leaving bombs around, and they
With
blew
notes
up.
on.
They blew up. That's a bit tasteless.
Well,
all things considered, Lulu, naughty Lulu, naughty Lulu.
I'm ever so sorry. I've had half a thimble full of wine tonight.
There we go.
Oh, she's anybody's.
Now we got the truth. Now we got the truth.
So it's just been really lovely. So I've been doing that for the past few months now, and it came to an end today. But I'm really, I don't know. It was such a lovely thing to do, and quite a few people have taken up the idea, and they're going to do it in their part of the country. So I'm chuffed a bit.
Good for you. Well done. And it feels nice, doesn't it, when you do something that has you can show has had an impact.
Oh, what I'll do is try and tag you in a few of the photos. It was the children that were finding them, and the things that the kids were saying, and they were having discussions with mum and dad. And there was this lovely one, and the chappie was called Harry Day, and it had got blown away in the wind, this card, and someone picked it up and took it home to the daughter, and were explaining about Armistice Day. And she woke up this morning and she said, it's Harry's Day.
Oh, isn't it?
And the mum and dad said, it's Harry's Day and it's everybody else's day, and explained it all. But I thought, oh, the kids have just been fantastic. So I feel like I've contributed a tiny bit this year. So
well done.
Thank you.
Well done. That's lovely. That's really
So
lovely.
good.
Are you two all right?
Both a bit flat, I think, Lulu. It's both a bit
yeah.
flat. I think as a lot of people are, because it's just relentless. I spent nearly all day in bed today. I got up, did a meeting, did a little bit of pottering around online, and then I just went back to bed for about 4 or 5 hours, because what else is there to do?
Sometimes you've got to do it to look after yourself.
Yeah,
haven't
you have.
And how's Kath doing with your paintings?
I haven't done any painting this week because I'm a bit busy at home at the moment, but I actually have got one brewing, I think. I feel like doing one. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. A painted brewing. I do it when I get the urge, you know what I mean? I can't make myself. If I make myself, they end up rubbish. But I think I've got one brewing.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before, haven't we?
Yeah,
So,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, do it when you're ready, girl.
I will do. Thank you very much, Lulu. It's so nice to hear from you.
Take care.
Thank
Enjoy the rest
you.
of your birthday. Go and have another thimble full of wine.
Send her over the edge.
Up to you both, anyway.
Tatty bye. Tatty bye. Right, let's close Skype for a bit. Let's get this meeting open for when our guests wanna join us. Yes. Hang on a second. Let me just get. I want to get the link. Where did I put the link? We'll put the link in the chat for the excellent Nothing Is Real podcast, guys. Beatles Pod, but it's Beatles Pod, but it's like really good. It's really good. It's the best. It is the best Beatles Pod. So we copy that. We put it in there. We go back. So this is it. So let us see if Jason and Stephen are in ready. Oh, I've closed it. Have I closed the meeting? I'll have to change the settings as well because I've been buggering about with it. Participants. Let me just check the settings. We're on that. Let's admit them into the room. Then here we go. I'm going to ask them to start video. Start. Here we go. Hey, hang on a minute now. There we go.
Hey.
We're on that.
Evening.
Let's admit them into
Guys, you need to mute your Twitch stream if you can, please.
To start videos. Start.
Someone's got there we go. Hello, Stephen.
Hi, how are you?
Hey,
Very
Jason.
well. Jason's. I naively thought you'd both be coming from Ireland, but I didn't realise that Jason was coming live from Abbey Road this evening. Jason's still connecting to the audio. Look, he's pulling the face of a man that's starting to get a little bit concerned. He's doing the.
We don't need him. We don't need him.
Well, I don't want to dive in straight away. Stephen, was it you that didn't like? Yes, it is.
I'm in now. Hello.
Good.
He's there.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
It's already kicking off, Jason. So just
We're in the
calm
middle of
down
it.
from Abbey Road.
Okay.
Stephen, was it you that didn't like Yes, It Is?
Yes, that was me. But we've ended this segment already.
I love, honestly, genuinely, I love your podcast. I think it's the best Beatles podcast by a country mile. And there are some great ones out there. There are some stinky ones out there. Yours is a joy because you kind of, you zoom in on the micro of something you wouldn't necessarily think about. But then every now and then, I remember I was in the KFC car park because I'd ordered on the app. And I was listening to Stephen going, well, Yes, It Is isn't a very good song. And I'm thinking, why would you say such a thing, Stephen?
Did it
What
spoil
is
you?
this?
It spoil your chicken?
It didn't actually. Nothing could spoil the kernel.
Nothing could spoil KFC.
but I don't want to dwell on it too much, Stephen. But what were you? Please tell me it was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake. No, I think it's the chorus where he goes, yes, it is. It's this very over enunciated delivery of that line. I just think it's a little bit contrived. But I appreciate I'm in a minority of almost one on that.
Okay, I disagree with some of the stuff that you said. I tried that Yoko album that you were talking about the other day. I did try it, and I just thought, nah. And I like Yoko a lot. I think she's brilliant. I think she's fab. I love the far out avant-garde stuff. I've always thought
You like the idea of her, but you don't like the sound of her.
I don't really like the music, but I've always, the moment when I was 15 and I read about her going on stage in a bag or having people cut bits of her clothes off. At 15, I thought, shit, yes, that is brilliant. Yeah. And in some ways, Katherine, this is what this show is. It's us in a bag or
I was going to say, I'll go and get my sack.
To cut us off. Anyway, listen, we're jumping ahead. We've got Jason and Stephen from Nothing Is Real, a Beatles podcast. It's so lovely to see you. I know that, Stephen, we met you when we were in Belfast very briefly. Yeah. It's nice to see you, Jason. Hello. Tell us, this is like season 3. Tell us how this started. Why did you think we needed another Beatles podcast?
It kind of grew out of there's an annual Dublin Beatles Festival that happens every November, and myself and Stephen would enter into their annual trivia contest, and we won at the end of 2018. And then what do you do next? What do men of a certain age do? They just talk to each other till the end of time about very specific topics, and so it merged into, should we do a podcast? And my cousin Adrian I met about a week later, and he does podcasts, and he actually took the idea seriously, so he got us to write it all down, and we gave it a go, and it's more or less it, really.
Here we are.
And were you surprised? Because you do pick kind of not the obvious stuff, you kind of pick slightly odder stuff. I mean, when I saw there was a 2-part episode on Revolution, the Revolution Evolution, I just came up with, and you can have that. It's not one of my favourite songs. We played Revolution number 9 on talkRADIO.
We did,
do you remember?
yeah, just a mess.
And we played stuff. We played clips over the top of it to make it even more psychic. We played the whole thing. No one was listening. But I thought
good job, really.
Revolution is not one of my favourite songs. I thought 2-part episode on that. I mean, I'll do it. But it was a joy. It was an absolute joy, and I was sucking it up. How do you decide what you're going to do? And then how does the research work? Do you kind of have set roles, or do you just or do you not research anything? You're laughing, Jason. Do you just turn up and talk about it?
I'm laughing because
Jason just turns up. Jason just turns up and talks about it. Jason has a very serious day job, and so I do some of the research, and then Jason just brings it all to life. That's his.
Well, particularly this year, because I think with the lockdown episodes, last year for season 1 we were in the same room, and we were kind of finding our feet and figuring out what to do. This year we've been doing lockdown episodes. So normally what happens is, you'll probably know the thing I'm talking about, Ian, is when you know, Paul McCartney did that circle for Magical Mystery Tour to plan what it should be like.
Yes.
And he that was his script for Magical Mystery
He
Tour. So I'm
drew
a bit of a
clock for Magical Mystery Tour, which is what you get in local radio. You'll be presented with
Oh
a
God!
clock.
Oh, yes,
when you get
of
a
course,
manager
yeah.
that gives you a clock, you know you're in for
Yeah.
a ride.
But that's why Magical Mystery Tour, partly why it was so shit. But yes, sorry,
Yeah.
carry on.
Well,
I can say the
I'm a
stuff
bit of
that they can't.
I'm a bit of a clock man, and then Stephen will give me about 30 pages of notes, and they're fantastic notes, and then away we go, and we figure it out between the two of us. But Stephen does a fantastic amount of research for all of this.
Stephen, best thing you've discovered doing this, and I have a reason for saying this, because I was amazed by something I heard in a recent episode. But go on, you go first. What's the best fact you've dug up for the Nothing Is Real?
Well, probably John Lennon in the Revolution episode, the weekend trip to Ireland, where he played an unreleased version of Revolution to a crowd of sort of middle-aged Irish dancers in a hotel in the west coast of Ireland, and no one else has heard it. You know, I think we should try and get those people, if they're still around, to come on the podcast. That was news to me.
Yeah.
I knew he'd been in Ireland, but that he played that song, that was new.
That was the one. That was the one for me that he rocked up and done that. Jason, is there something?
I spoiled your podcast.
No, not at all. No, it's such a delightful thing. He went into. It's like in some sort of old hotel where they were having almost a tea dance or something. He said, "All right, lads, I got the new record from the Beatles."
Yeah,
and it's a weird Revolution.
Weird one.
Go on, Jason. What's the most amazing thing or the surprising thing you've learned?
Most amazing thing. I'm thinking of today's episode. So the episode we put out today is on McCartney 1, the 1970s.
I'm nearly finished.
Yeah.
And so for me to find out that Elaine Page cover version of Hot of Sun is probably the most upsetting and distressing thing that I've experienced in a long time, you know.
So I'm driving along when I'm listening to you guys talking about that and thinking, oh man, when I get there, I'm going to YouTube that bad boy.
We'll have it.
Have you YouTubed it yet?
No, it sounds appalling.
It's quite an eye opener, you know.
Yeah, the clip is great.
I think, you know, from my point of view, you know, we do talk about things, and some of it is that, you know, Stephen will surprise me with stuff like, I suppose that Revolution example is one, but to try and tease out some of the little ins and outs, you know. In terms of the topics, I think we just sort of tried to say, well, what haven't people done? Because people do the album by album type podcast, and they do the, you know, the sort of, oh, let's just sit around and make it up as we go along type podcast. And we didn't really want to go down that route, you know. We wanted to try and have an angle on things. And there's a book that we talk about a lot in the podcast called Dreaming the Beatles, which was a bit of an influence, which I don't know if you've read that.
I just read it recently. Man, that's some book.
Yeah,
it is some book.
Very, very different approach, and I think that's certainly in the first series. I think we referred to that on every episode we mentioned. That book, you know,
because I think the thing that shined with that book is if you're somebody who has had the Beatles rattling around in your head for 20, 30, 40 years, it's not really about, it's about other things apart from their story. I mean, their story is fascinating and the things they did is fascinating, but it's how it all seems all these years later, and just like the whole, like there's very few bands or acts that you could do this kind of podcast or this kind of discussion about.
Yeah, I found listening to today's, which I loved, and I thought I knew about the Beatles. I thought I knew the rough outline, and I know that you've read like book after book of same thing.
My sister and I, my sister's a couple of years older than me, and she said the other day, I could just spend the rest of my life reading books about the Beatles.
Even though you know what's coming, or you think you do. So I thought I was going to hear about, you know, Paul McCartney, the beardy year when he lost it and drank loads and was in the depths of depression. But actually, you kind of exploded that in that a lot of the stuff that came out that you mentioned, that the beard probably wasn't his first beard, and that the fact was that he wasn't in Scotland for as long as people assume he was, and that you know, the song that a lot of people pin the depression theory on, he'd written before. So
for Jane Asher,
yeah,
it's incredible. So I really enjoyed it.
I mean, I think that period between September 69 and April 1970, there is so much happening in that period. And I think you tend to sort of look at individual incidents and individual episodes, and it's difficult to sort of take an overview and see how each thing influenced the other. You know, on that episode, I was really sort of trying to say that instant karma coming out is what convinced Paul that John was really gone.
Yeah.
You
paint that picture beautifully. He gets back, puts the TV on top of the pops. Oh, right, okay, it's really over.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a big in Beatle fandom. People tend to think in individual years. They think, well, 69 happened, and then they drew a line under it, or 67 happened, and then they drew a line under it. If you tilt the Beatles story and look at it from July to June. If you look at the story like that, you look from July 67 to June 68, or July 68 to June 69. The story becomes different. So, like Abbey Road is still at #1 in the album charts when John records Instant Karma, for instance. And you've such a division. If you're a fan, you kind of think, well, Abbey Road's a 1969 thing. It's not a 1970 thing. That's preposterous. But that's the truth of it, you know, that it's all, you know, it's trying to look at it slightly differently and get a different feel for it.
Well, and the idea that McCartney wasn't sure it was over when he went to Scotland. He wasn't sure, and that, you know, there'd been so many false stops. I was going to say false starts, but it's false stops. People walking out, people saying it was over, and then carrying on like normal. And they managed to get it back together in the studio after that meeting that we've been talking about, Mark Lewison.
We both went and saw the Mark Lewison show, and man, I didn't know that tape existed of that meeting. I didn't know.
I know.
Yeah. It exists in such wonderful quality. You think,
don't you want to hear the whole thing? Don't you just want to?
Well, the text is in a book, isn't it? Which I've not been able to get a hold of. Someone in the 70s, the transcript is in a book, and it would be lovely. Maybe one night we get some Beatles impersonators to come on and recreate
the voices.
Because
you could do Paul McCartney.
You know, it was my idea. We get some comments in the chat. That's right says, I don't like the Beatles. Can we time So Yeah, That's Right out for please?
We'll have no perverts in here.
And here's something you may not know, guys. So I'm going to throw this out. Lem207 says, the Beatles are spelt like the word beat. I don't know if you picked up on that. It's like beat music, the crickets. It's kind of...
Okay. We should do an episode on that.
There was a podcast that came out maybe it was last year, I can't remember, and it was described as the best. It's not one of yours, unfortunately, but there is a point I'm getting to. Is this the best podcast episode ever? And we've listened to it, and it's the one about this. I can't even remember.
Is it?
What? Sorry.
The one with the hidden hit where the guy remembers the song.
The guy remembers the song and no one else remembers it. And our friend Stephen Page was on there, and it's so good. It's so good. The rest of the series, I tried a few more episodes. Well, not quite my cup of tea, but that episode is amazing. I would suggest the second best podcast episode is your episode 2 of the Beatles anthology trilogy. Episode 2, the 90s. It's the whole build-up to the anthology, to me the anthology is like that happened last week. I was working at HMV. I was always putting on the Free as a Bird CD single in the shop, and was getting told to take it off and play Robson and Jerome. I was eyeing up the VHS box, all of that, but that episode, of course it was 25 years ago. It makes it sound so exciting and so like they almost kind of they let some of it fall through their fingers, but the whole thing nearly collapsed. Even in the 90s, the Beatles are being a little bit shit and doing it at the last minute and kind of. But that's such a good episode. When you did that, you must have had, you know, socially distanced high fives and coffees all around. You must have known that was a great podcast episode.
Oh, I don't know. You know yourself. It's hard to have an idea of how you're perceived sometimes.
It is. I mean, you record them, and the ones that we think aren't going to be well received are the ones that people like.
Yeah.
You know, we did the first series. We did one about books.
Yeah, that was great.
We just did a review of books, and we sat on that for weeks until we sort of missed a recording session, and we thought, well, we have that. We'll just put that out as a kind of filler. And the producer was saying, "Oh, it's just a list," and that's the one that kind of took off for season 1. I thought, okay, people like books, people like lists, so we have no idea what people are going to
What's
like.
good about that one is that everyone, and I was doing it, going, "Well, you've not mentioned this book that I really like. Why have you not mentioned that?" And you know, and everyone can kind of play that game. Why have they mentioned that when there's this? You know, and that's quite an interactive episode.
We got a lot of feedback.
It was the first time we realized there was people listening and paying attention, because we got a whole wave of, for the love of God, why didn't you mention such and such a book and all the rest. So
how many times we get this all the time on Twitter and stuff, people telling us that we're doing our job wrong. Do you get much of that? I'm a member of the Facebook group, and it seems generally very lovely and very supportive, but do you get you're doing it wrong, guys?
Well, people are very proprietorial about the Beatles, aren't they?
Yes, bloody Beatles.
I don't go anywhere near the Facebook.
Do you not?
No. So Stephen does all the Facebook. I do all the Twitter, because I love Twitter. But I think Facebook is, Facebook's Facebook.
You're not a Facebook guy. You're not a Facebook guy.
I'm not a Facebook guy. That's the easiest thing. But I have to admit that the day we launched the podcast, I got a really mean tweet, which was, along the lines of, why can't you do a podcast about, a new band, and that band's been gone for so long, and stupid man, old man, waste of time kind of thing. And I was like, blimey, that's pretty awful. And that's as bad as it's gotten.
Okay.
I think generally, particularly on Twitter, Beatle Twitter is a very pleasant place to be. There's like people like the Teetles who put up all those crazy pictures of the Beatles with teacups, and people generally just want to natter about Beatle people in general are decent people, I think,
I think the Facebook group as well. I mean, Facebook can be an unpleasant environment in some circumstances, but I think the Facebook group is great.
Yeah.
And the only sort of comment every now and again you get is, why don't you play music? Why don't you play?
Oh yeah, we get that a lot.
The songs, we do get that a lot. But that's something I think we just decided early on. We can do this without. We can do it without the music. We can put up playlists. And,
we sound better than the Beatles.
Yeah, we're better than the Beatles. We don't need them.
I like the guests, but I prefer the episodes where it's you guys. But I have to say, I'm halfway through the Kevin Godley interview, and I'm thinking, I'm not a fan of 10cc, and I know Kevin Godley is so much more than just 10cc, but I'm thinking, this is going to be a tough listen, but it's a joy. It really is a joy. I mean, he is kind of a blind spot in my musical knowledge, and I'm not a massive fan, but whatever. But it's a delightful interview. How did you get him, and how was when you said, you said we're doing the 10cc podcast, and
we just edited out all the references to 10cc.
Sometimes it's just as easy as you have to ask,
right?
And so somebody gave me an email, and because he had a new album coming out, and I said, would he like to come on, and he came on, and Stephen will tell you that I was particularly excited about Kevin Godley. When I listen back to it, I sound like I'm on cocaine when I'm reading out.
There's a bit of frothing going on. Yes,
there's a little bit of hyperventilation going on. So I was very happy.
Yeah, you may notice that for the first 15 minutes, I don't get to say anything in that episode.
But what a joy you must have, because we've interviewed people that we love. We generally only get guests on that we really, really like. And some of them have become friends, like Imani and Stephen Page, and some of them, they just float by, and that's wonderful. But it's amazing, isn't it, when if you're a huge fan of Kevin Godley, Jason, and you realise, I don't know if you're doing it on Zoom or Skype or whatever, but he's there and you can ask him anything. That's a gas, isn't it?
Yeah. It was an absolute hoot, and unfortunately, I mean, he was on a list of ours going way back, because we know he lives in Ireland. We thought, maybe we could meet him, and then we had to Zoom it because of COVID and all the rest. But when we had Robin Hitchcock on, that was pre-COVID times, and he was just we met him in person and interviewed him, and then had a cup of coffee afterwards, and that's just a hoot. He was just an absolute dream to chat to and hang out with, so that was very, very nice.
Mark Lewison as well. I was, I'm always amazed that people will come on when we were doing the radio show, that people would come on, and because you've got something to plug, people want to come on. And I dropped Mark Lewison a tweet or an email, and he said, yeah, come round to my house. And I got to go to his Beatle cave, which is just this room just piled with books and bootlegs and all this kind of stuff. What a brain. My interview with him is not very good, because I was a little bit overwhelmed. He was on your show, wasn't he? I'm just
he was.
And the chat that you guys had is great, and just what a wonderful. I mean, he's a really nice guy, and what a mind to be able to pick.
He was incredibly generous with his time. He was doing the Hornsey Road show in Dublin, and so we just got in touch, never thinking. I just sent him an email, never thinking he would say yes, and he just said, yeah, absolutely. And I met him at his hotel that morning, and we had breakfast. So I kind of got my nerves out of the way, and we almost could have recorded the conversation over breakfast and put it out as the podcast. And he was intending to come around and sort of be there for about an hour, and I think he was there for about 2.5 hours. And he seemed to relax into it, and I was that's the episode I'm most pleased with. I generally don't listen to them, and I don't, but that's the one that I'm most pleased that we did.
I have to say, when we did Mark Lewison, first of all, I had about 30 years worth of questions that I wanted to put to Mark Lewison. So I was kind of flexing my knuckles and I was like, here we go. I don't think he really knew what we were going to talk about. But I think what's great about Mark is he has done this incredible body of work and he has remained a fan. He is actually still fundamentally a fan. And I think he's very decent to fans, that he will talk and give time. I mean, he does many podcasts and interviews and he's very patient and knowledgeable and he's a good guest. And, when we were finished talking with him, we just thought we couldn't believe that he'd managed to more or less go through everything that we wanted to go through with him. So, aside from trying to not ask the obvious question of when's the next book coming out, which is the thing he gets asked all the time.
Yeah, we decided ahead of time we weren't going to ask that question.
Yeah, we also decided we weren't going to ask Kevin Godley about "I'm not in love." We've certainly said what you don't ask people.
Because Mark Lewison's writing this trilogy, the third one. Probably never going to happen, that just details the Beatles in such minute detail. I remember seeing a tweet when the first one came out. It's something like 1,000 pages long and it only goes up to 62 or something. And a tweet of someone I was following said, I'm on page 462 of this new Beatles book. I've not read anything about the Beatles yet, but I know that in 1872, Ringo's granddad bought a hat.
Oh, blimey.
It's that much detail.
Yeah, it's an amazing book.
When are you going to do an episode on the day that Ringo Starr told my dad to piss off? I don't know if that's going to be...
yes, that would be good. You can come on and do that.
If you want to cover that, Ringo, my dad it was the 80s when Ringo was drinking, and my dad was working for the BBC, and it was some event. I can't think what it was, Ringo was coming down the red carpet, and my dad was supposed to go up to him and say, Ringo, BBC, could you come do an interview with us? And Ringo went, no, I'm not doing it. And he said, we can give you 400 quid. It's like 1984. And Ringo went, Ringo said, piss off. I spend more on that on fags in a week. You can get 45 minutes out of that nonsense, can't you?
I'm pretty sure
we could easily get 45 minutes.
I'll do the clock. Stephen will do the notes. It'll be fine.
Have you met any Beatles?
No.
No. We could do episodes on the number of times we've walked through Soho Square and not seen Paul McCartney. Because I used to work in London for years. used to work on the Tottenham Court Road, and I would invariably slowly stroll through Soho Square past Paul's offices to try and, what are the chances I'd bump into Paul? And never happened. A friend of mine rang me once, and he was in a restaurant in West London somewhere, and he was like, you won't believe who's sitting at the table on the far side of the room. And I was like, I was at work at the time, and I was like, who? And he's like, Paul McCartney. And I was like, enjoy your meal. That's great. But that's the closest I've kind of gotten. You've met George Martin, Stephen, didn't you?
Yeah. I do the same thing. If I'm in London, I always walk through Soho Square, and I always take a picture to prove that McCartney is not there.
And, one of these days he'll be there.
One of these days, and but years ago, I think late 80s, I was doing that, and just as I left Soho Square to sort of go back onto the Tottenham Court Road, George Martin. Walked down towards me, and I sort of clocked him, and he could see me looking at him, and I just kind of nodded, and he nodded and smiled, and I thought that was, I didn't speak to him. I don't think I could have spoken to him.
Classy move.
I've been winked at by a Beatle.
Have you?
Ringo winked at me at the Chelsea Flower Show.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ringo and Barbara.
Ringo and Barbara. They were having a lovely time, and I got a wink. So non-verbal communication's where it's at, Stephen.
That's where it's at.
That's all you want.
I interviewed Ringo at Apple once when I was at Absolute, and it was because a story had come out that he was miserable and hated Britain or something. It wasn't the Liverpool thing, but it was something. And my friend Sue Harris, who manages Sparks, was representing Ringo, and she said, would you come and do an interview and make him look nice? I went, yeah, of course. And I'm sat in Apple, And I'd just been on This Morning that morning, and Ringo walked in and pointed at me and went, "I know who you are." Oh, shoot me now. It doesn't get any... The interview, again, was not great because I'm just talking bollocks, and it went on for so long, and in the end he said, "Right, I'm stopping this because this fella isn't gonna." I had my White Album for him to refuse to sign, which he did. Oh, it was wonderful.
Did he do it with Peace and Love?
He said, I won't do the voice. But he said, yeah, with Peace and Love, I cannot sign this. And then he didn't want to catch a cold, so we elbowed each other. He was ahead of the curve.
Of his time, yeah.
He's a Beatle, you know, and he looks... I mean, this was maybe 7-8 years ago, but he looked just so beautiful. You know, that close to just something that has been around, somebody that's been around forever. And we met Giles Martin, didn't we? Very nice, very charming. Got a touch of his dad about him. When are we going to... Do we know when we're getting the new Get Back, Let It Be reimagination?
It's supposed to be the end of August next year, hopefully, you know. It's history repeating itself. It's been preempted for a Paul McCartney solo album, so that's fun. But yeah, hopefully we'll see it then. I'm guessing there's no official plan. I'm guessing it'll be a Disney Plus thing.
Yeah.
Possibly. What else have you got coming up? How many episodes have you got in this season? And are you allowed to hint at what other topics you have?
I'll let Jason deal with that.
Well, all I would say is we're going through to the end of the year, and we've been looking at albums that are 50 years old. So I think that's a fair clue as to what might pass.
Oh! Here's the thing I don't get about the Beatles, and I'm going to offend one of you, but I don't care, right? They worked...
Are we talking about the Monkees next, actually?
Well, please.
Yes,
okay. No, we'll get there in a minute. Anyway, they worked with the best producer in the world, George Martin.
Here we go.
And then they went and worked with two of the shittest producers in the world, Phil Spector and Jeffrey Lynne.
You're not offending me.
I don't mean shit, but they've both got such distinct sounds, and if you don't buy into their sound, you know, Be My Baby and stuff like that is great in 1963. In 1973, that kind of loud, reverby drums. And Jeff Lynne, Mr. Blue Sky is great, but you just think if they'd have had those out, like when Paul went back in the 80s to George Martin, Pipes of Peace, Tug of War, my God. I just wondered what your thoughts were on, and I know, Jason, you are a big fan of Jeff Lynne, on the producers they chose after George Martin.
Stephen, you can start.
Okay, well, I'll take Phil Spector while you calm down. I think the Phil Spector thing is, I think some of his work with John, Instant Karma, I think is a fantastic production because it's a kind of 1950s throwback, and he's captured that sound, and there's the big reverb. But I absolutely agree with you. He didn't do very much on Plastic Ono Band. The tracks that people don't like on All Things Must Pass are the big overblown tracks. George dropped him pretty quickly. He was a bit of a nightmare on All Things Must Pass, and the only one that really stuck with him was Lennon. And I absolutely agree with you. I don't think he served them well on Let It Be, and I don't think he served them well on most of their solo work. So yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he was the right producer. Now over to Jason about the other producer.
I totally understand why people don't like Jeff Lynne, and that sound he has and that thing he does. I get it, even though I love Jeff and that sound he has and that thing he does. If you kind of pull back to, well, who could they have worked with in 1993, 94, 95? Maybe George Martin. I wonder politically they probably couldn't have worked with George Martin. That's the main problem. Yeah. So I don't buy the story they told at the time, which was George was going deaf or he had hearing problems. Yeah. Because George was in Abbey Road compiling 6 CDs worth of anthology outtakes. So he obviously had enough hearing for that. So, it seems that was a political decision. And, I think Free as a Bird and Real Love are a certain way, obviously, because Jeff Lynne is there. So I get that criticism of it because, you could argue that there are Beatles songs where it's really obvious that George Martin is there as well. Certainly the sound of his accompaniments and the strings and all that kind of stuff. There is a George Martin sound that appears on certain Beatle records. But Jeff was the political choice, really.
Yeah.
That was the end of it, you know.
You do a lovely episode. Maybe it's season 1. I can't remember. Where you guys go to Abbey Road.
Oh yeah,
isn't it magic?
Because we haven't been able to travel this year. You might have noticed.
Isn't it magic? What was it like when you're in there?
Oh, have you been?
I was very lucky to get invited to go. There was a Dutch Beatles tribute band, the Analogues.
Oh yes,
and they were playing Abbey Road in Abbey Road, and I got to go in and watch, and it was a joy. And then we got to go into the Beatles studio, and they did like an encore of kind of old rock and roll stuff. But I went with my sister, and just walking through that door, you could sort of see the really religious people when they go to Lourdes, or they go to some huge religious monument or something. Comparing the Beatles' religion is a little bit iffy, but it felt like that, walking through that door and thinking, Jesus, recognizing that door from when they're going to record Sgt. Pepper, have the Beatles split up. All
it's
of
your
that.
Graceland, right?
It's Graceland, and it was. I'm getting chills thinking about it, and you could hear that in your episode,
like
the magic.
To be in the room where Rockestra was recorded, it was just amazing. That's kind of how I felt. Absolutely knocked out. No, we both had a ball, and you can kind of hear it in our voices. And you're absolutely right. If you're, again, you've been looking at the pictures in books for however many years, and then all of a sudden you're in Studio 2, and it's shocking how familiar it is, but it has a kind of a sacredness to it. And again, it's all full of, it's usually men of a certain age, kind of all just sitting around, and everybody having a moment. And it was good.
It was the chair. It was the red chair. That was the thing. I remember going in and actually sort of almost feeling like I'm not really here. I mean, it was just a very no sort of emotional reaction to it at all, but almost sort of completely numb. And then suddenly they had one of those very familiar red chairs, which is sort of probably most famous for Paul sitting on the chair playing Blackbird at the bottom of the stairs. And it was just looking at the chair, and I suddenly thought, that could be the chair, or looking in the corner of the room when they were doing the lecture and they said that's the corner where they set the drum kit up on day one. And you suddenly realized you were within. And of course, Jason got to play the piano.
I got to play the piano.
What was the first thing you played on there?
Well, no, they had this thing. I knew they had this thing in the lecture, because it was the way it was set up was these chaps whose names I've just forgotten.
Brian Q.
Thanks. See, Stephen is the
fact man.
And I knew that part of the lecture was like a 90-minute lecture or whatever, where they do the history of Abbey Road. So it wasn't a Beatles lecture. It went all the way back to, it was opened by Elgar, and it used to be this, and how it was built and all the rest. But I knew that for part of it, because all the instruments were around the room, including the famous Abbey Road pianos, was that they would take 3 people out of the audience to play a simultaneous E chord, which is the chord at the end of A Day in the Life. So when I could sense that this moment was coming, Stephen will probably
please sir,
vouch that.
No, it was more a case of sort of trampling small children, and there were several elderly men, pushed to one side as Jason made his way to the piano. I hadn't a chance. I hadn't a look in. There was no way I was getting near that piano.
I had actually practiced the E chord at home. I mean, I knew I kind of had a sense, but I have to admit because if you know Abbey Road, there's different pianos. So there's like the Mrs. Mills piano, and then there's the again, Stephen can remember the names probably, but I was at the middle piano, and they were like 1, 2, 3, and we all hit the chord, and you were in the middle of the chord, the Day in the Life chord. It was the strangest thing. To hear one piano one side, another one the other side, you're in the middle, and that jangling big long chord, and the whole room was quiet for the whole minute. It was great. That was a good day. Iain.
It was very nice. It was very nice for those of us who just got to sit and watch as well.
It sounds like magic. It really does.
That was something very special to see Jason play that chord.
But also to go into the echo chambers was also really strange.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Because the echo chambers are just around the back. And so for people who don't know, an echo chamber was how you got reverb in the old days. So you'd play your mix into this room, and you'd record the echo, and they'd put the echo back onto the tape. So it was literally a physical room. So you went into this room, which is a brick wall with all these kind of metal grills, and you could hear the Abbey Road echo, and it was really strange. You know,
we recorded a little bit of the episode in the echo chamber. Because
we were walking around with digital recorders trying not to get caught.
Hoping no one would catch us. You know,
you two are so good. Your podcast is so great. I struggle with a lot of Beatles podcasts because quite often they'll go on. What's joyous about yours as well is when it's finished, I want it to go on for a bit longer. The 45, 55 minutes is great. There's one I listen to. I'm not going to name it because I can't remember it, and also it's rude. And it's kind of interesting, but it goes on for like nearly 2 hours.
It feels like they're stretching.
And you think, and there's also as well. What I don't think you two do, and a lot of them do, is you get the impression they're kind of sat like this going, well, of course, when...
It's the Twitter explainer guy.
If you let me finish. No, let me finish the point. When John bought that guitar, what I think he was trying to do, you just think, for fuck's sake, you know, and you don't get that with you two, you know, it isn't... You haven't got your dicks out while you're doing it, you know, showing us. Or maybe you have. I don't know, Jason. Maybe
this is why we don't do webcasts.
Maybe I've stumbled on the secret.
We should say thank you, Iain, because you know we started this 18 months ago, and you're probably the first person to give us a shout out and to mention us on Twitter and to say this is all very good. So we do appreciate that, and thank you very much.
You are welcome. I'm just putting the link in the chat. It's Nothing Is Real, a Beatles podcast. What is obviously iTunes, Spotify, all of that, I'm guessing.
Wherever you get your podcasts, Acast or wherever you get your podcasts. So just look for Nothing Is Real, Beatles podcast.
It really helps, dear listener, subscribing. If there's a like button, clicking a like, leaving a review, things like that can make a massive difference. It just maybe pushes it up a couple of places.
And we're on Twitter at Beatles Pod if you want to say hello on Twitter. And Stephen has a Nothing Is Real Facebook group, so you can look for that.
Well, I thought I'd have a little listen to see what was what because I knew you were coming on. And within 5 minutes, I subscribed because I'm in. It's exactly the sort of stuff I like to listen to.
It's lovely.
I think you're so good.
Thank you very much.
So good.
I would suggest get a little bit of merch out there, guys.
I
would wear a Nothing Is Real t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
that's good. What size do you take?
I am an XL these days with the lockdown belly going on.
COVID curves, they're called.
COVID curves.
Lockdown's changed everything.
I've just put the link in the chat for Acast, but go and look on everywhere. It's there. Go and subscribe. It really is a joy. Thank you so much, chaps. It's so lovely to see you at last, Jason. See you again, Stephen. And you're welcome anytime you want to come on and sell something.
Excellent. We'll send you a t-shirt.
Thank you. See you later on, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Aren't they nice?
It's so good.
Such a good show. Subscribe. Well done. We will do that. Did I just do that? No, I just did that. Right. We need to talk about our sponsors. Let's go from one bit of music to another bit of music.
I mean, they're quite different.
Kids. Well, are they though? Are they though? Happy Kids Christmas. Xmas is not offensive. Xmas is not offensive. For a long time, I thought Xmas because it was. Because
some people would be offended.
No. But Xmas comes from the Greek. It's Greek. Xmas is like kind of the Greek for X is like the Greek for Christ or something. I'm getting
or something. Yeah.
It's something to do with that. Look. Hello.
Hold it like this.
I'm trying to hold it like that.
Oh look.
Can't do that. Hello, help! I'm stuck in JPL Records. What was the track we were going to play a little bit?
Oh, the Christmas song. I'm hoping.
No, we did the Christmas song.
No. This one is no.
No.
Yes. Do as I say.
No.
It is the Christmas song, and I think it's the Nat King Cole.
Which number?
It was after 17. There it is, 18.
Okay. Here we go. Right. Okay. Let's have a little listen.
We listened to Quiet Christmas earlier.
Let's have a little listen.
Christmas Carol の歌声胸に染み渡る七面鳥の焼ける匂いが
don't need that anymore.
Nat King Who. Here's the link for it. It's a tenner on CD. Go and buy it. Use the code TLNA. You get 10% off. Thank you, JPU Records, for your support.
Such a good
and we wish you the
label.
best luck. On Friday, we're going to have a little dip into the rest of their website.
Yeah, because it's quite different.
You're in for a surprise.
The rest of the catalogue is
You're in for a surprise.
quite different.
Let us.
Nat King Hawaii, you're right.
There we go. Thank you so much indeedly, doodly, deedly. Getting divorced? You getting divorced? It's worth it just to go to GE Law. Why did you hesitate? It's worth it just to go to GE.
You never know. Christmas is coming.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It's the thing I haven't got yet.
Oh yes.
And if I was, I would talk to Gregorian Emerson Family Law
It's coming.
Solicitors.
It is coming. It is coming. It is coming. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. Mum and Dad are splitting. Mum and Dad are splitting.
Oh God, lockdown version 2.
Poseidon Safety Management.
Yeah.
Talk to me about. Oh no, I got the stats up. Let's get some stats.
Some stats. Right. You know what safety is. You know what management is. You know
I don't
what
know if some of
dogs
these people
are.
know what safety is.
Put them all together, and you've got Poseidon Safety
Largest
Management.
suppliers of guard dogs in Devon and Cornwall. Cornwall's only authorised installer.
Whoa.
Excuse me, of raid evasion.
Sweet.
No
Lord.
power, no internet needed. All patrols are done by local people. They don't just turn up and go home. They turn up and stay. And then they have to go home eventually. Zeus, who we've seen, is Nick's dog, security dog, abandoned at 1-year-old, saved, trained, and now a working dog. At the start of Corona, they offer free patrols for local pubs. Start of lockdown, they gave free security to a school that had been broken into. About a month ago, free security to a kiddie's nursery that had been broken into. Every night, they have dedicated, hard-working, professional teams out patrolling businesses, responding to burglar alarms, and above all, helping to work for a safer Devon and Cornwall. And you know, they're nice people. They're nice people. That is the thing. Abbey Care.
Also nice people.
.co.uk. They are nice. I tell you why we ended up chatting to them, because I had shared that I had relapsed, and someone from the team got in touch with me privately, sent me a DM on IG, saying, hey Ian, only just discovered the show. I don't think Paul has been a long time listener. I could be wrong actually. Only just discovered the show. Sorry to see you struggling. If you want to come and spend a couple of weeks here for free, you'd be very welcome, and we keep it on the down low.
They also offered to speak to me.
They did what?
In support, in a support role.
In that case,
I said we'll speak to
these.
either, if we can help
They
either
did.
of you.
They did. Good people. It's good people. And they said to me, it said it was private. They said, we don't want any, kind of publicity. I know we're advertising them now, but that's because our kind of relationship moved on. Don't want any publicity. Come and if you want to come and stay for a couple of weeks, you'd be very, very welcome.
Yeah.
And that's it. This is a place. There are some places I've heard tale of where it can be quite cold. It can be. This place has got heating. That's a joke. It's not a joke. They have actually got heating, but where some residential places can be a little impersonal, just because of the underfunding and the way some. It's not criticism of a lot of these places or these people, but here they're caring. They are considerate. They will work out a specific plan tailored to your needs. It's really simple to get clean and sober, but it's hard work. What you got to do is simple. You just got to stop picking up drugs, but it's hard work to do it. And having a team like Abbey Care on your side, I think, could be really beneficial for a lot of people. So thank you very much indeed.
If you mention this advert, it's not cheap. Of course, it's not cheap. But if you mention this advert, you get 25% off.
Thank you to all the sponsors. If you want to sponsor the show, email latenigtalternative@gmail.com and have a chat with us. If you can send us an email with like a link to your website and a brief idea of what your business is, we'll have a look, make sure it's something that we can work with, and then we'll organise like a Zoom chat. We'll email and tell you the prices. If you're interested, we'll organise a Zoom chat, and we will see where we go from there. And what is lovely is twat. What is just I saw something. What we try and do, what we do is you're in touch with us for the whole time. So if we're kind of veering off a bit too much one way, or you want us to focus on something, or you want less of the jokes, or you want more of the jokes,
or there's something different you want us to
Yep.
sort of angle at, that's all good. You can give us a shout and we will modify things, because
So-
we just want to make sure you get your value for money.
we missed a phone call here, so let's take this phone call. This was 45 minutes ago. 45 minutes ago. Here we go. They could be
I
in
could
bed.
do with a glass of water. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
You sure?
No. I need a pee. I could no.
What?
I was going to say I could pee in your mouth, but that's awful.
What? Why?
Hello?
Why would you even think that?
Hello.
Hang on.
Hello. Hello. I can hear you. 458. They hung up. They called us earlier and then they hung up. Let's try this one.
The mobile number you've called is currently unavailable.
Okie dokie. Guess who that was?
Oh.
The phone lines are open. 0203 286 6370 is the phone number. You can Skype us TLNA. Claire's coming on the show on Friday. She's going to come from her show and raid us. She's going to raid us. I like Claire. She's great. She's one of the streamers on here and she's a good human being. She was kind of getting into this quite a bit before lockdown, but it was all set up, ready to go, as it was for us. And what's in the box behind me?
Which box? This box.
It's none of your business. You piece
That's
of
the mystery box. That's the secret box.
It's none of your business. That's the box the Xbox came in, but I'm going to use that to send a gift package of Beatles books to my sister, if you must know. Here we go, Catherine. Why don't you say hello to this person?
Hello. Who's that?
Hello, this is Emma.
Hey, Emma.
So I've just kind of wanted to ring to say thank you to you both.
Oh.
I said to Emma that we would be surrogate parents for her. Is that okay? Said we'd make a baby for her.
Oh God, not again.
For £2,000. Okay.
Christmas is coming. Cath's gonna get fat again.
Sorry, Emma. I was making light, and maybe you're going to say something serious to us, and I'll regret it. I often do.
What are you thanking
No,
us
it's
for?
so basically, I called you guys over a year ago at the radio station that will not be named.
No.
But I called. I was in a very different place. I rang you and I opened my call with a statement saying, "I think my marriage is over."
Yep.
And you were really kind to me, both of you. You took me through the swimming pool analogy.
I remember this, yeah.
And I just kind of wanted to ring you to sort of update you. So my husband moved out about 6 months later. That was kind of a dark period of living together in the same place. But when he moved out, it was the biggest
Pablo
thing
moved in.
lifted.
Sorry, I'm being flippant. I'm sorry, Emma. I'm being flippant.
The gloom was lifted.
Go on.
It's absolutely fine to be flippant. It's just that swimming pool analogy really stayed with me. I'm kind of at the point now in my healing where I'm kind of at the showers. I kind of got out of the pool and I'm showering.
Brilliant.
I'm kind of going through therapy to try and pick it apart. What kind of went wrong? What did I do? What can I do differently? And moving on. And I don't think I'd have got there. Like, I kind of always kept that in my head, and you were both really kind to me, and it was just lovely. So I just think you don't kind of get enough people that kind of call you to say thank you.
We don't.
You kind of get grief.
We get people that want to take. That's lovely. I do remember that call. Very rarely do I remember calls, but I do remember you because it was obviously resonating with stuff that I had gone through, and it sounded painful and stuff. And boy, oh boy, you sound like a completely different person. I mean, I imagine it's not all rainbows and unicorns yet, is it? Or maybe it is. I don't know.
It was the right decision. It's just really weird. So because it wasn't my decision, there was a lot of stuff. When you're not in control of something, I think it's harder to grasp. And I think there was something else you said to me that really sat with me, and it was, when you go through a breakup, there's always somebody that comes out of it a little bit rougher than the other one. And in this case, I'm sorry to say, but it sounds like it's you. And that was another kind of truth that I kind of had to hear. There was a few weeks later, a guy rang you up, and he was kind of similar, but he wouldn't accept any kind of responsibility. And that kind of really spoke to me as well. I need to figure out what my part in this was.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm ready to do. So
Great.
doing my therapy,
Nice
feeling
one.
much better. Me and my little boy, we have our space, and we just, we have lots of fun. So.
And also, for those, it doesn't mean in any way mean it was your fault that the marriage broke down. But when a marriage breaks down, both people have a part to play. someone may have had a bigger part to play, that's that, but there are two people, excluding the kids, there are two people, and both of those people have a role in that.
And it's not really about blame, is
No.
it? It's about understanding what happened. It's about understanding it, and and if you're going to get on with each other, and you're both still, we talk about this all the time, you're both still mum and dad. You need to get why it didn't work out with you living in the same house. I think that's fair enough, isn't it? If you're going to move on.
Absolutely. And my little boy, he knows that mum and dad are friends. So my ex now, he drops my little boy off at nursery. He sits, he comes and has a cup of tea.
Great.
We're pals, and it's a nice place to be.
Good.
Emma, thank you so much for. We never expect people to get back in touch and let us know how they go. There are, so many kind of lost souls. I'm not necessarily saying you were lost, but that have called us, and who knows what happens. You hope the best. But that's really kind of you to share that. And I'm really glad things are working out for you.
Thank you. It was nice to ring you back.
Thanks, Emma. Take care.
Emma.
Bye-bye. A lot of people are asking what the swimming pool analogy is. I got this from Andy Partridge from XTC when I was getting divorced. And I love Andy. He's a strange old fish, but he's so delightful. And he would phone me up and give me divorce advice because he'd been through it, and he's a really kind soul. And he said, when at the start of a divorce or a start of a marriage split up, you're in the deep end of a swimming pool filled with shit, and you're submerged with shit. And he said, breaking up a divorce, you are slowly walking towards the shallow end in this shit-filled pool, and eventually you realise that your eyes are sticking out, and you go, "Oh God, my eyes are sticking out." And then a little bit later, you'll realise, "Oh, my mouth is out. I can breathe." And then he said, eventually you find yourself climbing out of the shallow end and going and having a shower, and you go, "Well, that was a horrible experience, but I'm clean and I'm dry now and I'm happy now." And you move forward. That's what it is, and it's great. It is Andy's birthday today. That reminded me, while she was talking, that reminded me.
See what are you doing?
We've got, I can do this now. Look, here we go. Time for Pat chat. Pat the cat chat. Hang on. Look at Pat's a bit kinky. She likes it a little bit rough around the throat. She likes a little bit of the old choke chokes. Look at that. Look, see? Look, she loves it. She loves it. She's a little bit kinky. Isn't she stunning?
But look, if I stop, she'll look at me like, I did not give you permission to stop.
I love her so much.
She's such a good girl.
I was going to say...
Although she farts like a sailor.
She's a dirty Gertie from number 30. She is an awful human being.
I've never known anything like it.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Pat. I shouldn't embarrass you in front of people, should I?
Were they aware when they named the book, it's the same name as Alec Baldwin's podcast? Here's the thing. The book came out first, so thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
Any further questions?
Any further questions, my lad?
It's going to be the sequel.
Oh, don't forget, on Friday we got this.
All rise. For Judge Boyle's Judgment Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the court is now in session.
That's happening on Friday. Tomorrow it's quiz night.
We've had a new unban request since.
Hang on a minute.
spoke.
HMAC Queen. When did the Here's the Thing podcast come out? Tell us. Google it, please, Catherine.
Okay.
Someone's about to get a time out.
Who is it? Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, when did his podcast Here's the Thing start?
Episode.
Listened to it for 5 years, have you? Okay, right. Kath, I think they might be right about this.
Oh, you better work out how we're going to get out of this one. Then.
I'll just block them anyway.
I don't think "Here's the Thing" is a copyrighted phrase.
No. Okay.
That's what you'd say.
All right. I don't actually think "Here's the Thing" is a copyrighted phrase. So your point is.
Anyway, what's the phone number?
0203 286 6370. Fun times!
Yay.
Here we go. Is it going to work? Third time lucky.
What are you going to say? Star Wars.
Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Lisa.
There she is.
What's going on? Hey, Lisa. What can we do for you?
Just wanted to say hi. And earlier, my computer froze, so I
Bullshit. You ain't got no effing computer. Don't bullshit me. Listen, if this is gonna work, you got to be honest with me. You ain't got no effing computer. Don't bullshit me.
Wow, tough law, is it?
We should do a show. We'll do a show. Good cop, bad cop.
Okay, which one's which?
They have to guess.
Excellent. I know who it is in real life. It's not who they think.
It's not, exactly. Can we time out HMAC Queen, please? Just for 2 minutes. 2 minute timeout. I'd like a 2 minute timeout, please, so they can think about their actions and their behaviour and how their behaviour has created a dark vibe in this environment. Lisa's got great teeth.
Yeah, well done. Well done
Great
with those.
teeth. Look at those. Just have a look at those gnashers. Let's see those pearly whites. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful teeth. What do you want, Lisa?
Just wanted to say hi. That's all.
Hey, what's going on for you, man? I'm getting a bit of a... We're having a laugh and we're having fun and it's always nice to see you. I'm getting a little bit of a sad vibe from you. What's happened?
Nothing.
Oh, God, you're like my little boy. What's wrong? Nothing.
Just fed up with the same old stuff.
Yeah.
What does the same old stuff mean to you? What is that?
Just in my room all the time.
Yeah.
With nothing else to do.
How... are you going out at all?
Once a week to do a bit of shopping, but
Only once a week. You're not going out any other times just to get a little bit of fresh air, go and get a coffee, go for a walk around the block?
no.
No? Why? May I ask why not?
There's not really much to do around here.
Well, there isn't anything to do at the moment because of the lockdown, but coffee shops are open for takeaways. I believe Greg's is open for takeaways. You know, you can... and you're right, there isn't much to do. What I did yesterday...
Treat yourself now and again.
What I did yesterday was I made a flask of coffee and I went... There's some woods near me. It was a hill near me. I went, sat on Coombe Hill, flask of coffee, and I made some phone calls. And it was just nice being outside. And that may not be the thing for you, but I'm just, saying that there isn't a lot to do at the moment. But getting out made me feel a little bit better yesterday. So maybe there's something there.
I'm a bit housebound at the moment for various reasons. So I've started doing a little bit of yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Half an hour. Just half an hour. Everyone can fit that one in. And
Lisa's
just makes
face
you feel
is
a lot better.
Lisa's face is like, what the fuck, yoga?
I know.
What the fuck?
I would have been the same, but it works.
What are you doing?
It works. I'm so bendy, Lisa.
You're nuts.
It's incredible.
Hey, I tell you what we do. Next week, we get our mate Brendan on, who's the yoga teacher.
Yeah.
We have a yoga class.
Oh. I think he'd be up for that.
Let's get him on. Well, I don't care if he's up for it or not. He's doing
Well,
it.
I'm doing a class with him tomorrow. So
He
I'll
doesn't have a
word.
say in the matter. Here's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We'll get Brendan on. We'll do a mass yoga class. And you're all invited via the magic of Zoom.
We'll do a super stretch.
Yes, man. That's what we'll do. Lisa, would you join us? Not now. Would you join us for a brief... It'll be a really easy one because I'm really unfit and can't bend. Would you join us next week, maybe on Zoom, for a yoga class?
Yeah.
It's something. And also, because I know you're doing live lessons, Katherine, but there's loads of stuff on YouTube as well.
I do a live lesson once a week. I say that. I do it. I did it last week and I'm doing it this week. But I've got a DVD.
Yeah.
There's loads of things on YouTube.
Loads on YouTube. Yes, brilliant. Right, next week we're going to do a yoga class. We'll set up cameras in here. It's going to be... Lisa, you've just inspired... Perhaps the most ridiculous idea we've ever had for the show.
I don't think it's ridiculous at all. Wait till you see Brendan. You'll love him. You'll love him. The man is a machine.
I feel bad for Brendan, though, because he's coming on and I'm going to be on. And he's used to being Daddy Big Mac, Daddy Warbucks, Daddy Mac is what I say. And,
He's going to get shown up. I'll let him know.
We're doing it next week. Lisa, you've just inspired an idea for the show. There you go. I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. 999 on speed dial. You're absolutely right, Mark. Yes, it will be. It's tough, Lisa. I felt the same today. If I'm completely honest, I felt the same today, and sucks, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Come and do some yoga with us next week. We'll have a laugh.
Yeah.
Get a nice little quiz ready for us tomorrow. Do some more of your drawings. All right?
Yeah.
All right. You take care. We'll see you later on. Hang
Okay.
in there, kid. You're a good one.
Thanks. Bye.
Ta-ra.
See you, Lisa.
Bye-bye. I like her, and I just got a little bit of a vibe. Not feeling great. We got the quiz tomorrow, where you set the questions. It's 5-3. My 3 is... Someone's tried to wipe my 3 off. 5-3 to Katherine. We're doing that next Wednesday. This time next week, we're going to be nuts deep into a talent show. The late night alternative performance ring talent show featuring you. There's prizes. There's prize money. We've got a prize pot so far of £401 and a penny. There'll be more money added to it. You get to decide who the freaking winner is. You know what I mean?
And when we say talent,
yeah,
it's more party pieces, really, isn't it? We're after.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might be a brilliant singer. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're going to have an advantage over someone who can really waggle their eyebrows really well, because it's down to the people, the people's vote. It's going to be good.
It is going to be. Well, I mean, good is this very, very strong word you've put in there, Katherine. Let's not get carried away.
I have a broad definition of good.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just try this once. Hello, caller. This is a withheld number we don't normally take. You're about to find out why. Yes?
You've been placed on hold.
That's
why.
Called in about 50 times
Just
tonight.
general dickery every time. In fact, we should say it's General Dickery on the phone.
General Dickery on the phone for you, Katherine. Are you free?
I ain't got time for that. Not anymore.
0203. The people are saying, where's the sound? I've not turned up. The sound clips should be turned on. Someone said, good, Ian's got bored of it and turned it off. No, the sound clips should be turned on. Disable sound alerts, enable sound alerts. They should be on. Where? Oh, it's gone. No, it's there. No, it's gone.
No, go up again.
It's there.
There it is.
It's there. What are you talking about?
They've cancelled Brexit.
It's there. What are you talking about, you absolute melt? It's on. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call.
Also, prospective guest. I've had a word with Caitlin, who is the founder of the Oldest Profession podcast. If you listen to us on talkRADIO, you might remember her.
The Oldest Profession, is that what it's called? Because I should...
So good. It goes through the history of sex work, basically, and it has various guests who've had experience in the field to one extent or another.
Darryl, are you still... Well, listen, sorry, Darryl Morris has just messaged us. The Oldest Profession. Let me download that
so I
can have a listen to that.
There was a brief pause while they sorted the direction of the podcast, and they've relaunched it, and it's back with, I was going to say back with a bang. Kind of is. But it's like all these historical figures who've had sort of dalliances with sex work and stuff, people you might not expect. There's absolutely no shame in it happens in it. It's just kind of really frank and funny and informative and entertaining and everything you want in a podcast. So we'll get Caitlin Bailey on. She says she's
Caitlin Bailey, stand-up comic and sex worker rights advocate, does a deep dive on sex workers from history. There we go. Boom. Subscribe.
So good.
I'll have one of those tomorrow on the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Bishy bashy boshy. Let us download the latest one. There we go.
Yes,
Beautiful.
with Caitlin Bailey. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry, I was just. Sorry to interrupt there. Darryl Morris just messaged me. He messaged me ages ago going, he's still with us. Oh, man, I must have just missed the guy slagging me off. I was with you for the first half an hour. Can I find it somewhere? Oh, boy, you can. And you're going to be so proud of your bros and hoes. I won't say which one's which. Defending you. I'm going to make it a highlight, Darryl, because it was so extraordinary. It will be a highlight.
But also, I think it was quite cathartic for us because having been on the receiving end of such constructive criticism, it's quite nice to be able to tell someone to...
I don't remember what time it was. I mean, I don't think you can't go back and watch it.
It was around 1...
I can look because it would be
9:40.
Talk Radio Bullshitter Man, 9:52.
Yeah.
There we go. It was that would be the second call, so it would have been about 9:40. You can't watch it now while we're on, but once we're finished, you'll be able to watch it, and I'll make. You looked better in the jungle than how you do now, says James Fenn, who can't spell the word you.
Oh.
James, it was 3 years ago. And
let's see your picture, James Fenn.
Come on,
you
James.
must be a hot stuff.
Darryl will make it. We're going to make it a little clip, and it's going to go viral. It's going to go viral. It's very, very funny. You keep going on. You're the one that keeps banging on about him. You're the one that singled him out. And there's lots, Darryl, of us going, could you please stop being rude about our friend? James Fenn says, you look better in the jungle than how you do now. I tell you what, James, why don't you go and fuck off? Fuck off. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call.
May I?
Oh, with great pleasure.
And when you finish fucking off, could you come back and fuck off again?
I used to, and Catherine would always be very nervous when I did. If someone phoned us up on Talk Radio and would swear, and it happened a bit, we had a 7-second delay, which we don't have here. And what that means is if someone says something libelous or rude, I can press a big red button and it takes that last 7 seconds out and doesn't get broadcast. So the only people that hear it are me and Catherine, Sam, who was answering the calls, the person who said it, and maybe the next person that's queued up on the phones. No one else hears it. So I would play a game where someone... okay, so you be a caller, right? And you be a bad caller, and I'm going to... And this is going to be the dump button, right? Me putting this down is the dump button. Let's go to line 7. Line 7, you're on the wireless.
Yeah, why are you such a knobhead?
Yeah, well, you're an absolute fucking dump. The worst swears. The reason we got told to stop doing the YouTube is because during the break, because I did that. I called someone a C and then dumped it, and then someone complained about it, and so I got told to stop streaming the show on YouTube years ago, like 4 years ago.
Yeah. There was no future in it, was there?
No.
Streaming. That's like when I got told to stop messing about on the internet. When MySpace first came in, I had my own show, and I would find these amazing guests through MySpace because it was kind of the closest. Well, it was the closest thing we had to Facebook or anything like that. I would find these amazing people, and one of the managers took me to one side and said, "There's a bit of concern that you're spending a lot of time online." Flash forward 3 years, they're setting up bloody Facebook pages.
It's all online, guys. Speaking of online, this guy's online. Lee's online.
I'm on the internet.
Yes, right. He's on the internet. What does it feel? Lee, can I ask you a question? First question. What does it feel like being on the internet?
Have you ever heard of a film called The Matrix?
I haven't heard of The Matrix. No, I don't know that one. What's that?
Is that one of them future films?
It's
Skyfi? Is it Skyfi?
Skyfi. It's a low budget independent.
Oh, I know that. It's the remake of The Lawnmower Man.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that.
It's like being Jeff Fahey in The Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow, that's like being Tron, right?
That's like being Tron. He's troned. He's troned up to the eyeballs, this fella. That's amazing. Well, it's so lovely. This is great. What an honour. We've got the first person on the internet to talk to us now. Lee, what can we do for you?
Cyber Lee, the
Tron man.
I was just calling after Lisa's call because I know.
Yeah, we know the chronology of calls. You don't need to explain that, computer man.
Or maybe he's a time traveller. He's making sure he's got it right.
Maybe he's calling before Lisa's call. Holy shit.
Anyway, Lee.
I was just thinking, like, it's first of all, it's a bit annoying, isn't it, that like we've all got a lot of time at home, which is an ideal time to pick up a hobby or be productive. But can I just say by the way, in the sky on this thing, it looks like I am cutting off part of Lee's face. No, I'm not cutting part of Lee's face off. He is cutting part of Lee's face off. That's not me. That's not my bad. I'll sit up straight.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we've got all this time sort of at home, ideal time to pick up a hobby or be productive, but also it's sort of don't really feel like it.
No,
it's a bit miserable, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of things I've been trying. I don't know if Lisa wants to try this, but I really recommend you can get a ukulele for like 30 quid on Amazon.
Yes.
And you can learn how to play it quite easy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you play it, don't you, Ian?
It takes. I think that was a dig, but I'm going to overlook it.
No,
I
it
was
wasn't. I
was playing that Hawaiian dude's version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow within 15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the reason why a lot of kids learn it at school, because it's quite an easy instrument to pick
and it's
up.
Easy to make it sound good.
Yeah, and it's easy to sing a lot of different songs over the same chords, in my experience.
True that. There's also drawing. Like, I'm not that good at drawing, but I do it. It's a really nice way to spend half
Let's have a
an
look.
hour. I haven't got any to
We'll do one now. Get a pen and paper and do it now.
It's like
this is like extreme drawing.
What is another hobby?
Relaxing
Is
drawing.
another hobby you've picked up being a miserable arse? Oh, oh God, I don't want to. I'm so bored. You're like my kids. I'm so bored. Why are you going to do a drawing? Oh, I don't want to do a drawing.
Well, I hate drawing. My kids say they're no good at it and they're better than me.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Well, we'll never know because you refuse to show us one.
Oh, I'll call back another time. And
The last crap artist that called in with a drawing
Ended up with his own T-shirt
made
line.
400 quid for Samaritans.
Oh, I'm better than him.
Oh,
Proud boast.
maybe Lee. I don't know if you're considering entering our talent show next Wednesday, but we would. If there was a little gallery, I would be totally up for that.
That would be lovely.
I would be totally up for a gallery.
Get the heartbeat music.
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
Not heartbeat because that's. But yes, take heart.
I did enter it. Or whatever. I forget. Tony Hart, right?
Yeah.
I did enter it. I sent you an email, but you probably don't know me.
Well, no, I've not. I've
Don't remember him, do
you?
you?
You did, Lee. Lee, is your name Lee?
Yeah. I was going to sing a song.
Oh.
But a bit nervous. When is it? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Lee. Where Lee? No, I've looked Lee, but it's to Ian Lee. No,
maybe I sent it to the wrong email.
What email did you send it to?
I don't know.
Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
If you send it
Simon Cowell, send it straight to Simon Cowell.
I don't think.
Know. I'll
I don't
work
see
out
it.
after.
You don't see any emails. I sent you an email today that you didn't see.
Really?
Yeah, I forwarded you something.
Yeah, no, I did. I sent back, oh, mate.
You're not.
Anyway, because what I'll probably do is I was going to sing a song on my ukulele.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Could you do it? All right. Could you do it with a drawing superimposed behind you like you can do on Skype?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Come
Why-
on.
Why not?
I just think this is going to be a tough. I can't find the email, Lee. It'd be great if you could send it again.
That's all right. I'll send it.
It would be. It's going to be a tough competition, mate. You want to get every single bit of mulala out of it.
Mulala.
You want to get every mulala out of it.
I could be like a multi-talented artist.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renaissance man.
I always thought I had it in me, but
Like
you've really inspired me actually. I feel,
Then our work here is done.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, Brian. Namaste. I want to unmod Pete.
Oh, right. Just Pete.
Yeah, because
For now.
if you got Facebook,
Probs, I could probably get it. What's gone on? What's occurring? I don't go off on there very often. Yes, I'm in.
Right. Find Pete on there. Peter Dylan Trenchard or something. His Facebook avatar, and it keeps popping up, people you might know. His Facebook avatar is disgusting.
See that?
Yep. I don't even want to show it on the screen.
Doesn't look like you, Pete. Have you changed your hair?
It's disgusting. And that keeps popping up in my feed. That is disgusting.
Is that...
It's not right.
Is that one of those gender swap things?
I'm going to show you on my phone. I don't want to do it full screen on here because I just don't think it's. I don't think it's nice. Peter Dylan Trenchard, to give it his French. Trenchard. It's not come up. What is his name? Peter Dillon.
It's Pete.
There we go. Pete.
I mean,
I'm just get ready for this.
when I think of Pete, that's not the first image that springs to mind.
It's horrible. It's horrible. What's the email for the show? latenighalternative@gmail.com. It's horrible. And it just keeps popping up on my Twitter feed. And I would like to bring an end to this. So I think we should unmod him and go on.
Make it stop, yeah.
Make it stop. Jack says, I loved you and I'm a Selby.
Oh, that was a good show.
That was a show about incels.
Selby.
It was a good show. It was good. 0203 286 637. No, the show is coming to an end because I got college in the morning. I am tired, my baby. I got college in the morning. Life, love, peace, and happiness coming down through my witness to Jesus.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, making love in the afternoon.
There it is.
Making love with my baby soon. She's coming from the flight from Los Angeles. The big silver bird in the sky. They do that in songs.
Yeah.
Coming on the big silver bird. Oh, you mean an aeroplane?
Yeah.
Big silver
But what
bird.
they needed to do was put. Someone had said you need more words in this song. Don't say airplane. Say big silver bird in the sky.
Mike asks an interesting question, which I will get to in a second after we've taken this phone call. Hello, phone call.
Mike.
But it's not the answer you'd expect. Hello, caller.
Oh, hello there. It's Lorna.
Hello,
I'm
Lorna.
just phoning to see about the. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Ian.
Hello, Lorna.
I'm just calling to clarify what the rules are for entering the competition next week to the talent competition.
Well,
so you think you're a contender, huh?
Don't ignore her,
I've
Lorna.
Okay, I thought I'd learned to play an instrument at the beginning of the last lockdown.
Beautiful.
So I bought a mouth organ, and I'm still mastering it. But I was thinking
Perfect.
if I had a goal to aim for, I might be able to do something.
There are no rules. Here's what we're asking. It helps us a bit if people email in before, but actually I think that might be overcomplicating things. Next Wednesday the 18th, the first 2 hours are going to be the talent show. Okay, so you've got to call up within the first 2 hours. On Skype would be great, but again, it's not essential. If it's just a phone call, that's just a phone call. That's great. You do your act, kind of, I would say 2-3 minutes is great. At the end of those 2 hours, Katherine and I will pick. It depends how many entries we've got, but we'll pick out 5 or 6 favourite. Then we put it over to the public vote, and the people get to decide who comes first, second, and third. And also, dear viewer, I should just say we have got a prize pot, £401 and a penny. Any money that is gifted to the our PayPal thing on that day goes into that prize pot. We don't get a penny of that on that day. It gets split. We'll work it out. It'll get split between first, second, and third.
Yeah.
Those are the rules, Lorna.
Okay, lovely. I'll try and put something together then.
Yeah, please. And it's a laugh.
Oh.
And it's a laugh, Lorna, as well. It's meant to be a laugh, okay? So have
don't get
fun.
stressed about it.
Hopefully you'll laugh rather than cry when you hear
We
it.
will
It'll be
enjoy
brilliant. We look forward to it.
We'll enjoy it. You take care, Lorna. Thanks for asking.
All right. Thank you.
It's all right.
Bye-bye.
It's all right. It's meant to be a bit of fun. And if you want to phone up and just, sit there with, like, I don't know, cheese spitting out of your mouth for 2 minutes, do it.
What we don't want is you getting stressed out about it.
Someone sent us a video, and I've not watched it, but see what's wrong with this email, Catherine.
Okay.
From someone who's very kindly who sent us a video. Hi, Iain and Kath, really enjoyed the show. Thank you, Bob, the guitarist. I've just done a video especially for the talent show. It's 2 minutes of famous guitar solos played by me and my arthritic finger. I went slightly over 2 minutes, actually. Sorry about that. All the best. Keep up the good work, Bob, the guitarist. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that email, Catherine? What did I specifically say about videos?
2 minutes max.
2 minutes max.
Well,
Should we have a little look at the video and see what we're up against?
in which case we only play 2 minutes
You
of
stop
it.
bang on 2. You stop bang on the Desmond.
So it's up to you whether you tailor it or you.
Oh, this video has been removed.
Oh,
Flippin' heck. Bob, what have you done? Bob, what have you done? Video. It says video unavailable.
Removed by the uploader.
I'm going to say, Bob.
What happened?
What have you done? Video gone.
We sad.
We sad. Iain and Katherine.
Yes, mate.
Here we go. Is that sorted? Oh, here's Lee. Hello, pick me. Well, Lee just sent us an email saying, hello, pick me.
Oh, he's just saying that he's in.
Well, that's
He's thrown
why
his
I
hat
ignored
into the
that last email, because it's bloody useless.
Interesting to know your
I like
pseudonym, though. Aha. Mm-hmm.
I like Lee's calls. I don't know why, because they don't add anything to the show. If anything, it's the opposite.
I think he's
But
jaunty.
I do
I like
like. Oh.
What?
Okay. Okay. I've made a 6-minute video. Is that okay? No, it's not
it's
okay.
Fine. We'll watch first 2 minutes. So
It's not okay.
if you take a long run up, we'll only see that.
It is not okay.
What was the question that you were going to answer there from the chat?
Oh, yeah. So someone said, have you met Ant and Dec? Well, I did. I'm a Celebrity. But you don't really get to meet them. So you kind of, you walk out on the set and they're there. But once you walk out, you're in. And I didn't realise that when I first walked out. That's why I said, you all look fucked. Because I didn't know they were filming. I was waiting for someone to say action.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are loads of people. You haven't met anybody for 2 weeks, and then you sort of then you get driven somewhere with a thing over your head, and then you get to sit in a tent for ages. And I kept having to do a pee because I was so nervous. Then you have to stand behind some bushes, and they say, right, when you walk through there'll be a little mark on the floor. That's your mark. Okay. And you walk out, and I had never done anything.
Some more direction.
And suddenly there's loads of people there, and it's all the people from I'm a Celebrity, and they're all dirty, and I didn't know who most of them were. And I'm like, oh God, you all look fucked. And it was like, you all look fucked. When are we starting? We were in. I didn't realise we were in. And that was going to be on the telly. So you only meet Ant and Dec in those situations. You don't meet them socially. I did meet them once on the day, it was like the day or 2 days after I tried to do the swimming one and failed. And it was the day I was doing the one with the balsa wood aeroplane, 100 feet in the air. And I was sat in a tent for ages because they were having a real problem setting it up. And I knew it was a height because I'd had to stay somewhere for about an hour. Then I was allowed to walk, and I could see there was a valley. And I could see it was a really steep valley. And I was like, shit, I'm going to have to walk across that. I'm going to have to somehow walk across that. I thought it would be like a sort of tightrope thing. Yeah. But I was in a tent, and I could hear Ant and Dec walk past, and they put their heads in, and they said, "How are you doing? You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." I said, "I'm really disappointed about the swimming one, but I can't really swim." They said, "Oh, never mind." And then I said, "I don't like heights either." And they looked at each other and went, "Oh, you'll be all right, man. You'll be all right." And that was it. So no, you don't really get to meet them,
but they've been incredibly supportive.
Yeah. Oh God,
and nice to you.
They're a very slick machine, right? And you don't put your fingers in the machine. The machine is out of bounds. Why is Bill Murray trending? The first tweet is always seeing Bill Murray's trending and then realising he's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, that night we went to see Bill Murray.
Oh, that was awful. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my
life.
life.
Festival Hall. One of the good things about working in London was if we got tickets to go and see, because you get invited to things because you're a member of the press. We got invited to go and see Bill Murray at this Royal Festival Hall thing that he was doing, and it was him and a string quartet, and he was doing sort of readings, wasn't he? That was based on his life in America and stuff. It was the most pretentious knob that you've ever seen in your life. I mean, the act
awful.
Was. I'm not calling him a knob.
It was
a load of old
people
knob.
were loving it. Marvelous. I love Bill Murray. It's terrible.
But it was kind of.
Well, I'm working on the farm, and I just want to sit down and rest my weary bones.
That's what it was for ages.
How often do people ask you how much you got paid for it? Not very often. Not very often. I was the lowest paid on there, but it was enough for what I needed. It was half the deposit on this house. I mean, it was a lot of money. You pay tax on it, and that takes about quite a bit of it off. You pay agent's fee, 15%, but it's still a lot of money. And I'm the one of those people go, well, yeah, okay, I may have earned £1 million, but you've got to pay 15%.
Let's not pretend anyone goes on it for nothing. Let's not pretend.
How much did I get paid? I mean, I could tell you, but let me ask you, how does that, that's Status Quo asking, what impact would that have on your, have I said it before?
I think you probably have.
How does that impact on your life? Would your life be better? Status Quo, give me a cheeky little smile emoji, give you a cheeky little slappy emoji. How does that, there we go, exactly. But if someone would say my life would be infinitely better if I knew how much you got paid, well, I'd say
it was enough to eat an anus. So you name your price.
Katherine knows. I'm normally paying to eat the anus. How do you feel I'm a Celeb benefited you personally? Yes, it did. In as much as it was also detrimental in many ways. It was kind of the final straw on the back that led me to a relapse. You can guess the amount, Andy. Of course you can. But I'm almost definite it got me another 2 years at talkRADIO because when I came out, contract had been renewed and a load of people had been laid off. Got me a load of work on Good Morning Britain. I mean, I got paid $5,000 to go on Loose Women as a guest. Come down. That's why I went down that slide so willingly. $5,000. So I made a lot of money off the back of it, and it kind of it kind of reinvigorated a career for a couple of years. Shane Ritchie's honest this year. His skint is why he's going in. I like Shane. He's a good lad. He'll do well in that. May even be a winner. And of course he's skint because he's not worked since February. He's got no work.
He was in theatre, wasn't he?
And I did it for 3 reasons. 1, because I was getting divorced. I needed the money. 2, because me and Katherine were doing a brilliant radio show
that no one knew about.
And I would have a chance in front of 15 million people to say, I'm doing a brilliant radio show. And 3, my kids had never really seen me on the telly, apart from like Pointless, I think, and a couple of old videos. They'd never seen me on the telly. And I thought, what a great opportunity for them to see their dad on on the biggest show on British television. And they'll see kind of what I used to do and all of that. So there we go. Was the Celebrity Cyclone fun? Yeah, it was fun. It was easier than it looked. It was difficult, but they did say to us, no one's ever failed this. You've got 10 minutes. Please try and fill the 10 minutes, was what they said. So we did. Did they collect the bugs up and reuse them? Do you mind me answering these?
No, of course not.
Yeah, they had bug wranglers who would the spiders in particular were especially well taken care of. But yeah, there were like teams of people that would go in as soon as we finished. And when we were sat there, I think they would come and get the spiders, and everything else they would go in and look after and all that. Did the radio show figures get higher? Yeah, much higher.
Yeah,
and then it kind of went down a little bit. Right, I think we'll do a little thing for...
Did they destroy bits of the jungle to create a literal camp?
Don't know. I don't know.
It's a set. It's there all the time. It's not just you that uses it. It's teams from all over the world.
Here we go. Gregorian Emerson, Family Law Solicitors, gelaw.co.uk. Richard is in the chat. He may make himself known. He may not. He's like that. He's a mysterious little guy. He's a mysterious guy. But thank you for your support. And we thank Poseidon Safety Management, Nick and the team for the support. Devon and Cornwall is a whole lot safer as a result. Go and follow them on Poseidon Safe. Go and send them a nice message.
They'd appreciate it.
Send them a nice message. abbeycare.co.uk 01603 513 091 01603 513 091.
Mention this advert, you get 25% off.
Specialist Addiction Recovery Centre and JPU Records. I'm so thrilled. Thank you. Happy Kids Christmas is the thing. Have I got the right link there? There we go. You can go and buy it. It's $9.99. Use the code TLNA. You get 10% off that and anything else on the website. Friday, we'll have a little look at the rest of the website, and it may be a surprise to you. If you like kind of like Japanese heavy metal and rock and kind of dark rock, it's the place to go. It's an absolute joy, and Tom, who has been watching the show and has been, I've done stuff with him kind of on and off and directly for years, and he's one of the good guys, and it's just a joyous album. It's 25 Christmas songs, a lot of them you'll know, some you won't, done by kids choirs and in Japanese.
It's beautiful.
So
it's kitsch, it's sweet, it's quirky, you know.
Do me a favour, go and listen to a track or two on Spotify, and if you like it, support, you know, labels and things that are trying to do something a little bit different. It's a stocking filler.
Yeah.
Even if I would suggest you get it before Christmas and you have it playing. You want a bit of music a couple of weeks before, but it's a stocking filler. It's something a little bit different, a little bit unusual, and it's also bloody good. I am going to suggest, Catherine Boyle, that we take we're done.
Yeah.
We are done. Good old show tonight. It was nice talking to the Nothing Is Real boys.
Brendan says yes. Next week we are having a super stretch, ladies and gents.
Beautiful. We're doing it on Zoom. We're going to have a yoga
Do we want relaxation or do we want active? He says. Relaxing.
Active.
It's night time.
Try that again. Active.
Relaxing.
Relactive.
Relactive.
We're telling Iain wants active and you want that. Shanty Warrior Yoga.
Yeah, he's
the
so
thing.
good.
He's good. We'll give you some tweets. He does online classes and stuff like that. We're not doing it as an advert for him, but that was Lisa's idea. This is Lisa's idea that we're doing this. So we'll get Brendan, and he's brilliant, and we'll give him a plug. And Shanty Warriors, if you're going to go and see him on YouTube, on Twitter. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Now, a little bit of toast, and I'm going to go to bed. But before that, I'm just seeing if there's anybody. Let's go and do Retro Faith. Let's go and do Retro Faith. We said we would during lockdown, and it'd be an absolute pleasure. So let's go and raid Retro Faith. She's brilliant. She's kind of inspiring me to possibly do some more retro streams. So raid, if you don't know, we've got some new people watching tonight. We go and kind of all pile into somebody else's room and watch what they're doing. If you like it, click follow. If you really like it, click subscribe. Or if you don't like it, leave quietly. Thank you, everyone. It's been a really good show tonight. Thank you, Catherine Boyle.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
No, why are you being a dick? Ian thinks he wants active. I suspect we could all do with some relaxation at that time of night. Get lost.
Brendan can do both.
Delete that. Ian wants active. I want relaxation. See you later on. Don't forget quiz tomorrow night.
Namaste.
Tatty bye. You're such a dick.